Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to Jamaica Celebrity Talk. It's Saturday, May 22nd, and I am feeling good. It could be because people well, I've been having a little pain issue with my back, right? And today my doctor gave me two of the strongest pain meds I've ever had in my life, and I've been feeling like this all afternoon. I'm high as a kite. Now listen, tonight we are very fortunate. We have three amazing beauties with us that I get the opportunity to speak to tonight. Three remarkable women who have left their mark and are continuing to leave their mark on the entertainment space. You know, all we do here is speak entertainment, we talk entertainment, we breathe entertainment. It's about edutainment, you learning something while having the opportunity to listen to persons who have excelled at what they do. Tonight, we have three remarkable people. We have an IG model, OnlyFans Queen by the name of Bella, who has thousands and thousands and thousands of fans on her IG. Then we speak with an amazing young author by the name of Tabitha about writing the great Jamaican novel. Her novel is called Cold Inside Us, and I can't wait to speak to her. I'm a big reader. And then we speak with the living legend, the icon herself, the woman who changed dancehall, the dancehall and dancehall culture, and liberated women, I think, in a very real way in the space in Jamaica. Dancehall Queen Carlene herself. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! So we have these three amazing ladies, and then we're going to be talking very briefly about the top trending tracks in the reggae dancehall space. Tonight I'm going to really be concentrating on one in particular because I'm really excited about that particular track. So, hey Myrna, what's going on? What's going on? Yes, I know Myrna, long time. Welcome. So, I am super excited. We're going to jump right into this. She is a Instagram model, and I am a fan, and I follow her on Instagram. I follow her on Twitter. She's on Instagram and Twitter. Very sweet, very cool person, very nice human being, but also gorgeous, voluptuous, beautiful, very sexy woman. And she's also on OnlyFans. And let me try and give you the correct stats because I want to give you the stats correctly. She has 110,000 followers on her Instagram page. All right, she has several Instagram pages, and we are going to talk tonight very briefly. Well, not briefly, but with one and only Bella. All right, her name is Bella. We call her Bella. Because as I said, we talk about entertainment here, and I wanted to talk to someone who is in that space. An Instagram model. She's very beautiful, very articulate, lovely human being, lovely person. So without further ado, let me just bring her up here. People, show some love to Bella. Hey Bella, what's going on?
Hi sweetheart, how are you? It's nice to be here.
It is our pleasure to have you here on Jamaica Celebrity Talk. I mean, you're not Jamaican, but you're Jamaican as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I love to dance to that music, so I'm right there with you.
No problem. You are a Instagram mom.
Yes, sir.
You are a OnlyFans. You're on OnlyFans. You're one of the more popular persons on OnlyFans.
Yes.
What we do with this, could you give us a little bit about your background? Where are you from? You know, where do you hail from? A little bit about history.
Well, I'm from New York, and I've been in this business really since I was young. So I kind of started when I was like 17 or 18, and I used to be a dancer. So I started as a dancer and a model, and then I've always been in that kind of business. So I've done some magazines, and I figured as everything progressed, there was really nothing left for us to do. There was no more magazines. Everything went digital. Everything went on the internet. So the next step actually was a page like OnlyFans. So that's kind of where I went. And then I saw like a lot of other people trying it out. So I was like, let me try.
Yeah.
And I've always been into that kind of business, even
Yeah.
when I was young. I mean, when you grow up in that field of adult, um, like adult entertainment, um,
Mhm.
even as you grow older, you don't let it go. So,
Yeah.
that's kind
So,
of how
so
I
you,
got there.
so you started out dancing. My
Yes.
father owned a strip club on the
Yeah,
island.
I did yeah, like bachelor parties, stuff like that. Yeah.
So how did you transition into that? I mean, you said you're about what, 17, 18, 19, right?
Yes. Yes.
What pushed you that direction? How do you
Um,
get there?
money.
Okay, all right.
So it's like
That's a
all
good enough
about the
reason.
money. Yeah. And
Yeah,
if you really like to dance and you're going to get paid for it, it's a win-win,
yeah.
and I really love dancing, so why not get paid for it?
Do you still dance at all? Do you still do that?
Oh yeah, I don't dance in clubs or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do anywhere I'm at, I'll hit a club.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay, I
hit
get
clubs
it.
all the time.
All right. What kind of magazines have you been in? I mean, that we may know. I mean,
I've been in 4 issues of Voluptuous magazine.
oh, very cool.
Um, I've done 2 calendars, a poster, and a couple of other magazines, like I would say Gallery, a couple of magazines like that. But Voluptuous, I did 4 issues, so that was my favorite.
That's very, very cool. Now I know that there's a stigma that follows women in the adult entertainment industry, which I've never understood because it somehow doesn't follow the men. I've never understood that aspect of it. And I also understand why someone would enter a field if it's financially feasible, if it makes sense, if you're making money from it, and if you're good at it. And the truth is, you're a beautiful woman. I mean, the
Well,
first time scrolling and I saw your page, I stopped because you are just a beautiful woman. And
thank
then you
you.
come across as so sweet, almost almost like Jessica Rabbit. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to do. And I don't mean that in a negative. I mean it in a very, very
No,
positive.
I love her.
Yeah, yeah. I think we all love Jessica Rabbit.
Mhm.
Um, are there when you progressed, did you get into like hardcore adult entertainment at any point in time?
Um, I would a little bit, not much. I did like a video or two with my boyfriend and
Yeah,
got paid for it, and but that's like as far as it went. So
yeah,
it really didn't go into that direction as movies or anything like that. Um, I do have 2 sons, so I kind of like when I was young, I really didn't go further than that. I like the magazines, I like to dance. So I stayed, pretty
yeah,
much like that. And
yeah,
the money is really, really good. And when I was gonna go bankrupt at some point.
yeah.
So I kind of had to help myself. And it, it really helped me out. So people think that just because you dance or you're in that field that you're dumb, um and you don't have a brain, but it's the opposite. It's the
Yeah.
opposite, because we're very, very smart. If someone's going to give you money for that, you're going to take it, you know
Yeah. That kind of makes sense. I was going to get to this strange combination, this strange mindset that we have of women, particularly beautiful women who are voluptuous. I've never understood why there was a correlation because I have a few friends who are like that, and they're the brightest people I know. And
Yes.
how did you? Okay, tell me some of the negatives that you may have gone through because you're looking at maybe you're
Yes.
you started dancing at 17.
Right.
No, I'm not going to ask your age now, and I don't want to know, because as far as I'm concerned, you're 28. That's it.
I
We'll
wish
leave
I
it
was
there.
28.
Tell me some of the negatives that you've gone through in the field, in the adult entertainment field.
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's jealousy, and you get jealousy from women that it's strange. You would think that some women would support all women, but they don't. There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of bringing you down. I get a lot of criticisms, and it's funny because I would never criticize anybody. Everybody's beautiful in their own different way. Everybody. And there's always somebody prettier, richer, more smarter than you. There's always somebody above, always.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't criticize anybody. There's no reason for it. And even on a simple platform like TikTok, you're constantly getting criticized. Why? Just be kind, be nice. That's the most thing. And then, some guys, instead of scrolling past your IG, they'll criticize. They'll pick something else to criticize you about. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're old. Oh, you look like my grandmother. Why? Just keep going. Scroll away. I just don't understand. But that's, I try not to get hurt over it, but you're human and you do get hurt, You want people, you want people to be as kind as you are. I am super kind. I never say anything about anybody because I'm blessed. I thank God for everything. My little baby toe, I thank him for, but that's kind of what's there. The criticism, the people who put you down. I've had that all my life, actually. Somebody will find something to pick on me for. I'm too fat. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not young enough.
A lot of that though comes from people's own insecurities. I mean,
Yes.
I find a lot of human beings are. I mean, you are a gorgeous woman, and there might be women around you who would like to look the way you look, for instance, or people's insecurities. I think
Yes.
it's this mean spirit.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
What about have you ever been? Do you think you've ever been exploited sexually in terms of this industry?
Exploited?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes. Yes.
men trying to take advantage of you, or persons trying to take advantage of you, or
Yes.
scamming you, etc. Yeah.
Oh yes. When I used to dance, that happened a lot. Guys would get out of control, slap you, stuff like that. But recently on my platforms, there's been a lot of theft of my content.
Oh, I see.
So they've been stealing my content, and they put it on Pornhub. They put it on X Hamster. I've been finding it on foreign sites. So that's pretty bad. That's bad.
Mhm.
Because that's all without my permission. And
I mean,
also,
you report it to the platforms, etc. kind of thing.
yeah. But you can't catch it all. You can't catch it all. It's all over the place. And luckily, I have a very good fan base. They're so sweet to me. And they'll let me know. They'll tell me, we saw you on this platform. We saw you over here. Someone's stealing your name and your pictures.
Yeah.
I've
seen you everywhere. I gotta admit that. I mean, because I openly admit I'm a fan. You know I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
But we hear. I mean, I hear horror stories. Women in general are exploited. I think, especially from a certain generation, a certain time.
Yeah.
But the Hollywood couch syndrome of men trying to exploit women sexually, especially women who look like you, kind of thing. Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever gone through that? And if you did, what was that like? How did you cope with it?
It's difficult. It's very upsetting because you have to try to fix everything. You got to fix the mess. It's like fixing damage. You have to do damage control. So that's kind of what you have to do. You have to, and what happens is it gets out where you don't want it to get out. So you have to kind of do damage control. And, you know, it's difficult. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time, you know. Sometimes you want to give up, you know. Sometimes you just want to tear everything down. But, you know.
We hope you do that. We hope you don't do that.
I'm trying to stay strong.
Yeah. How do you have a team of people? Do you have a team of people around you, or is it just mostly you?
Well, I do all my own work. I do all my own photos. I do all my own videos. I run my OnlyFans myself. I run my IG myself. What I do have is some of my friends help me with damage control.
Yeah.
So if they see something on a site that's not supposed to be on there, they'll ask me if I posted it, and if I say no, they'll do a DCMA, you know, takedown, and they'll try to get it down for me. So that's where my friends come in, you know. But basically, I do everything myself.
You are extremely proficient as a person, because you seem to be doing a really good job. You went, you said, from dancing into OnlyFans. OnlyFans is a kind of new process. Could you explain to our viewers what OnlyFans really is?
Yes. So from what I read, it had started in 2016. Yeah. And I only started in like 2020. And it was way, you know, before, a long time before I started. But it gave people like me an outlet where to go. When it first started, it was for the sex workers. That's what it was for. Yeah. But what happened was it just grew so big that everyone got on it. But you can be on it for if you're into sports, or if you're a fitness model, or if you do music. It's really for anything. It's for fans of anything. So that's why the movie stars had jumped in. Like you'll see, like Bella Thorne is on there. You know, Cardi B. Yeah, a lot of the stars have jumped on. So it's Cardi B,
Cardi B is how I found out about OnlyFans. Right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
So basically, it's a platform where your fans can speak with you and you privately, or in a setting, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is it financially feasible? Is it if it's run properly, can you make a good living?
Yes. Yes. But the main thing that you have to do is you have to get traffic. So if you don't have traffic and use social media, no one's going to find you. Really. No one's going to find you. I mean, it does have suggestions. So everyone will have, if you subscribe to it, it'll give you suggestions upon what you like. But you can't do good off of just the suggestion. You need to work on your social media. You need to have your traffic. So like I have IG, I have Twitter, I have Reddit, and I have TikTok. So I have all these, you know, social media, you know, traffic going to it.
Sending everything to your OnlyFans.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it takes a lot of work.
I would. That's why I asked you if you have a team of people, because I discovered you on Instagram, and then I found you on Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter person, but I follow Twitter because I like you. I like you as a person. You know, again, I'm going to say I think you're a beautiful woman. So, and I like the innovation, the innovativeness. You know, the fact that you're entrepreneurial and you are building out your own thing. Now, the next question is, and you alluded to this earlier, is that you are a mature,
Yes.
and one of the things I've noticed about IG models, because when I first noticed IG models, they tended to be very young. They tended to be
Yes.
very, very young. But I've seen the landscape grow, meaning you have voluptuous women, you have petite women, you have young women, you have more mature women.
Yeah.
Um, what drew you? What was it? The OnlyFans that drew you to IG, or was it IG that led you to OnlyFans?
Well, I have my like personal IG, which is like
Yeah,
a family IG. So I've always been on it, but one of my friends suggested to me to make a page um that was actually, I guess, for my OnlyFans. I guess that's basically why I created um Bellissima. That's why I
yeah,
created it. It was for OnlyFans
yeah,
because um he was telling me that a lot of people are looking for older women, more
yeah.
mature women,
Right.
like Ava Adams.
Mhm.
A lot of people tell me sometimes I look like Ava Adams, or they'll ask me, are you a porn star? Are you a porn star? And you look like one. And I guess because the maturity, a lot of people were looking, a lot of guys were looking for mature women.
Yeah.
So um, I was like, all right, it's not going to hurt to try. What's it going to hurt? It does bad. I get no following. I just shut it down.
Right.
So
Right. Right. What was the response like? I think I know, but I still want you to tell us. What was the response like?
it was in the beginning, it was a
Yeah.
little tough. Like I started out with 0
Yeah.
and I built my page in 2 years
Yeah.
for it to be 110.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you you don't you seem to defy the concept of what an IG model would be, because
yeah,
first time we communicated, you were such a nice, normal, ordinary,
real.
yeah,
Yeah.
very
A,
human being.
a real
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm going. I have to ask this. You said I can ask you anything. Have you ever had any work done on your body?
Any work?
Any work done on your body? You know, like any.
No. Nope.
So everything you're
Nothing.
seeing is all natural.
Yep.
You
Hmm.
are very, very
Well,
blessed.
that's the reason why I started doing what I did at the age of 17,
Yeah.
because I've had these since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
So,
Wow. So
and
why not?
yeah, people used to tell me all the time, you should dance, you should dance.
Mhm.
So I was like, all right.
Do you have siblings? What kind of
Yes.
background were you from? Were you from the middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class? What
Um,
kind?
I have one sibling. I have a sister,
Yeah.
and I would say more like middle class.
Yeah.
My father was a carpenter, so it's kind of tough. In the winters, he had no work. In the summer, he had work.
Yeah.
Um, so we didn't have, a lot of money at all. I would say like really middle class, you
Yeah.
know. Um, I feel that you're never too big to be nice, to be
Yeah.
kind. And if you are and you can't be kind, then that makes you an ugly person. You could be
Yeah.
the prettiest thing. You could be the youngest thing. You could be so young. You could have a beautiful body. You could be gorgeous on the outside. But if your inside is ugly, then you're an ugly person to me. Like eh, I don't think you should be that way to anybody. Nobody's better than anybody. And just to be kind to people, I try to answer all my direct messages. Sometimes that gets crazy. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
I get thousands and thousands of direct messages.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't imagine.
yeah, people will sometimes get nasty with me and they'll be like, "Oh, you don't answer my message. You don't." I have thousands. I don't even see some of them.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that. Yeah, yeah. I think the first time I messaged you, I think, and you responded, and I was like, wow, okay, that's different. That's very, very
yeah.
cool. To you. Um, you've got such a great energy, and how what is your goal? I mean, outside of just making money, I mean, do you see yourself building and building, creating a platform for other models, other women? Um,
Well, you know what? That's funny that you mentioned that, because believe it or not, on my OnlyFans page, I have some women,
yeah,
and some women found me on IG, and they're
yeah,
so sweet and they're so nice. And some of them asked me, like they came on for curiosity to see if they
right,
could do it, what
yeah,
I do on my page, because of I'm mature and I'm not like the younger ones, so say.
right, right,
So, like I would like to get more work out of it, to be asked to do more things, um, because I do like being an influencer. I do like helping people and giving advice. I love doing that.
But
So,
I think three of the things that you're obviously doing, which I think are very important, is that in a space where, how would I put this? In the Western world, no, you know what? Globally, we tend to put human beings in boxes, meaning we tell our beautiful women, "Oh, you're over 35, go sit down."
right,
We
right,
you're 50, go sit down. So there's a lot of ageism, and I think it's really great that a woman who is a little bit more mature uh,
yes,
decided at this point to go out there and and celebrate your body, celebrate yourself, celebrate your mind.
yes,
I see that your fans send you stuff. They send you
yes.
jewelry kind of stuff like that. That is really really cool. It says
That's
a lot.
sweet. Yes.
It says a lot. It says a lot.
I
Um,
like to thank them. I like to thank them. I like to show what they give me. Some of it I can't show because I'm not allowed.
yeah,
But I do like to thank everybody for when they give me a gift. And also, IG is changing their rules a lot. I
yeah.
should mention that, because they're really cracking down on what you post.
All right.
A
Yeah,
lot of my friends have been deleted, and it worries me a little bit because I don't want to overstep the boundaries of what I'm doing and
right.
get turned down, because I'm afraid one morning to wake up and my page is gone.
Oh, okay. Okay. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, because they've been doing that lately. They've been tearing down, taking pages away.
Okay. Cool. Can you just 1 second? Don't go anywhere. I just want to say hello to Kenton Franklin. He says you look terrific, Bella. Says good evening, people. She also says you are beautiful, Bella. Vern's Junk Closet, one of my most favorite people on the YouTube, is stopping by. She just said, "Peter Lloyd World, how are you?" I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. I got some amazingly strong painkillers, so I'm high as a kite. I'm feeling well, and I'm lucky tonight. I have three absolutely gorgeous women speaking with. One, and I'm fans of all three. So this is like a kid in a cookie jar. Really, really, really good. You know, when we speak about adult entertainment, I think people don't understand that adult entertainment, if done correctly, is lucrative. I know that we live in a very Christian-based community, or
Yeah.
Muslim-based community. So we look at sexuality in a particular way that
Yes.
confuses me. And sexuality is a normal, well, it should be a normal part of
Right.
all things.
It's very judgmental. People
Yeah.
are very judging. It's very
How do you deal with
judgmental.
that? How do you deal with that on a personal level?
Right. Yeah. It's very judgmental. People judge. They're very judging on that. Even though behind closed doors, they can be worse than you.
Yeah.
It is very judgmental. Yeah. In society, it's tough.
What did your parents know when you started dancing at 17? What did they ever know or find out?
My mom knew, my dad no.
As a father of girls, I can understand why your dad did.
No.
I can understand. I think it freaks out dads. I think dads don't want to believe that their daughters ever get sexual in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I'm Italian, so
Yeah.
you know.
Oh no, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Um, can you tell us here what's your OnlyFans? I forgot to add this. I'm going to add it to the stream when we edit this out.
It is Bella, MILF next door.
Oh, that's a very cool name. Yellow Mills next door. We love that. We love that. I absolutely love that. I see occasionally. I see you sharing other
Yes.
OnlyFans models, and I
Yes.
see this trend with all of you all. Um,
Yes.
is this something that because clearly you're supporting each other in the
Yes.
process, right?
Yes.
Uh, that's really remarkable. That's such an amazing thing.
Well, you know what it does too, right? As we share each other with each other's pages, their fans will see me and my
Yeah.
fans will see them.
Yeah.
So we that it's like a big circle, and we help each other out. And that's what we do. We help each other out. So
This was this planned, or is it because you're all in the adult entertainment industry and you feel a need to work together and to be I guess you're protective of each other.
yeah, I guess we've all become friends.
Mm.
We DM each other, we've all become friends, and like we see each other's pages grow.
Yeah.
So we'll ask each other what we want to post so we don't get in trouble. We respect each other's opinion on something. So if they don't like something on my page and they're afraid to post it, they'll pick something that they want to post,
Yeah.
and I do the same. And
Nice.
yeah, we've all grown to like know each other pretty much, from being on IG.
Yeah.
It's the same
Um,
circle.
you're watching Jamaican Celebrity Talk. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of speaking with Instagram model, Twitter model, OnlyFans Queen, the one and only herself, one of the nicest persons I've had the pleasure of meeting.
You're
She
a king. You're a king. You're so super.
Thank you very much, great one. Thank you. She is sharing with us her journey, her life story. Go check her out on her Instagram page. Her Instagram page is scrolling by, and you go follow her, please. Go check out on Twitter and all the platforms, and go check out her OnlyFans. Go check out her OnlyFans. You say you have two sons. I'm sure they're aware of what you do. How do they feel about it?
Mm, well, they're young.
Yeah.
One's 11 and one's 14.
All right.
So, aware. They know I have an IG. They know about my TikTok,
That's it. They're not. They're
and they
not.
hate it. They hate it.
I think children generally think that their parents should just stay home. I kind
And
of
do
get that
nothing.
vibe.
Feed
Yeah,
me. That's about it.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much, pretty much, pretty
Yeah.
much, pretty much.
hmm
Are you with someone? And if you are, how does the person handle all the attention that you're getting? If you get it. Okay.
That's like a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Whoever I date doesn't really like it.
It's
So
the insecurity. It's the insecurity.
it
Yeah.
does cause problems. Yes, I'm
But
going to
I
say
would
that.
I would suspect that if you chose that person, it means that you've chosen that person.
Right.
So the person should be okay. They should yeah, I mean, whether or not you were an OnlyFans or you're an IG model, a woman who
Right.
looks like you walking down the road, you're gonna attract a lot of attention. There's not much you can do about that. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I guess I understand. I mean, I'm an artist. When I was much younger as an artist, I found women said, "I don't want to date artists because all artists are," and I was like, "No,
Right. Right.
we're just
Yep.
artists." You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I guess we're unfortunately we're coming down to the end of this because I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Me too. I'll come on again.
Oh, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Is there if a young lady wanted to get into adult entertainment, what would you
Mhm.
actually do?
Well, okay. This is my advice, and you have to listen to it carefully, because once you put yourself out there, you're out there. So you have to make sure you want to be out there, because that's it. So it has to be in your mind, in your thought. You have to think about it carefully, because it's a very big decision. It looks like it's fun. All the money's great and everything, but once you're in cyberspace, because nowadays everything is cyberspace, you're out there. And that's the problem. So you have to be ready for that. Your mind has to be ready for that. And you have to think about that carefully. So that would be my advice, you know. And then if
Yeah.
you're okay with it and you don't care that you're out there, you know, do your due diligence, and Google search everything. Look into it.
Yeah.
Find out how everything works. Because like I said, you can go on IG and think you could post everything, and all of a sudden your page is gone,
Right. Right.
or all of a
Right.
sudden you're blocked, and you're disabled, and now you can't get back on it. So you
Mhm.
have to do your studying. You know what I'm saying? You have to um look around and see what it is that Twitter recommends, or what IG recommends, or what OF you're allowed to do, and stuff like that. You know.
Have you comparing the industry now, the adult entertainment industry now, to when you
Right.
started at 17? What kind of growth? Because to me, I sense human beings are becoming more liberal sexually. We're
Yeah.
beginning to understand that this is a natural part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
What what differences or sameness do you see since you
Oh,
started?
there's major differences, major, major, major. When I was doing my stuff, there was no social media. So you
Right,
had only word of mouth. So if someone liked you, they said, "Oh, hire her, hire her, hire her." There was no social media. So I didn't have any traffic coming to me. Nothing.
mhm,
So when I did my magazines and I did my posters and my thing, it was word of mouth.
right. Oh,
So I had no help. And it was a lot more work when I was doing it. Nowadays, all these young people and young, beautiful girls, they have all this social media. They have
yeah,
all this traffic,
right,
you
right.
know?
Mm.
So
So
that's a major difference.
wow.
And nowadays, too, there isn't even any magazines anymore. You can't be in a magazine.
Yeah, I realize that. I
Yep.
remember, and okay, my mom might see this, but I remember sneaking out to get Hustler and Playboy. I'm telling you, I gotta admit, and on being in England and getting swank, and people are saying, "What's he talking about?" I'm aging myself, but I remember that. Now it's accessible. I think you're right. I think entertainment in general, and adult entertainment is entertainment, has been revolutionized by social media if it's used properly. All right.
Absolutely.
I have to ask. There's a constant. We're constantly being told that many people who work in the adult entertainment industry are slaves. You know,
Slaves.
meaning there's a belief that there are many women who are in adult entertainment who are being forced to be there because they were kidnapped from somewhere, etc. Has that been your experience in anyone like that? I mean,
No, not at all. Not at
no.
all. Nope. And I can get out anytime I want to. I can close my pages down anytime I want to. No way.
All right.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Mm. I
How do you?
mean,
Go
if you're
ahead.
talking about sex trafficking and stuff like that, that's a
Yeah.
whole different, you know, that's a different ball game. But I don't know anybody that's ever happened to, thank God, and me neither. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything has been my choice.
All right. Now, I know you've had these. What do you do with the stalkers? What do you do with the stalkers? Because I know, I mean, I have good female friends on Instagram, for instance, who are not in adult entertainment in any way, and they say,
Yeah.
Peter, so many men in my inbox and
Yes. Yes.
women in my inbox. What do you do with the fan who has gone a little too far?
Well, I've had some of those. I mean, I've blocked them, and you could only block them so much because they'll find you everywhere. And um, it's a little rough. I've had some people really bother me, and just don't give up. But what they do is they'll hurt me.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I described before, well, they'll steal my content and put it somewhere else just to hurt me.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And the only thing I could do is block them and tell them to stop it. And there's nothing really I could do about it. You know, it's part of, unfortunately, it's part of social media. It really is.
Bella, as a fan, I'm very, very happy you decided to come and have this conversation with us on Jamaica Celebrity Talk. You are now a Jamaican, so you know, yeah. When you leave the stream, you have to say big up. Let me just say big up, big up.
What do you want?
Say
big up?
Big up. Yeah, and say just say yeah, everything Irie, man. Everything Irie.
Everything.
Irie.
Irie?
Yeah.
Irie? Everything Irie, man?
You're Jamaican now, Bella. You're Jamaican. You're Jamaican, baby girl. You're Jamaican. Thank you so very much for stopping by and having this conversation. You know we're gonna have you on again. You know that, all right?
Yes.
Huge fan.
I would love to. You're such a king. You are awesome.
Thank you so very much, great queen. Please go follow Bella. It's on Instagram. It's Bellissima_BBW. You gotta go follow her. I'm a huge fan. I follow her. She's remarkable, sweet, sweet person. Gorgeous as you can see, and all natural people. All natural. You know, Bella, Jamaicans reference women who look like you. We say, now I want you to follow me now. We say, just don't repeat, but listen. We say, you thick like cornmeal dumpling.
That's great.
Right? So,
I like it. I like it.
Any Jamaican man that says, baby, you thick like cornmeal dumpling, it's a huge compliment. Believe me.
Oh, good.
Absolutely love having you here, and we definitely going to have you back.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Love you. You're the best. You're the best.
You're the best.
You're such a sweetheart.
You're the best.
You're a sweetheart.
You be safe.
We will. We will. And we shall speak again very, very soon. All right?
Absolutely. I'd be honored.
Hugs and kisses, great one. Hugs and kisses.
Mwah. Be safe and healthy, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. That was the amazing Bella. Go follow her at on Instagram. She's everywhere. She's on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. She has her OnlyFans page. I think you guys would enjoy her page. We were just talking about being in adult entertainment. She's out of New York City, and everything that you saw there is all natural. Beautiful human being, beautiful person. And we were fortunate to have her here because what we want to do on the space is to have honest conversations with people in every aspect of entertainment, and adult entertainment is also entertainment. So go follow her. Our Instagram is Bellissima_BBW. So that's Bellissima_BBW. Now, next up, we have another beauty. We have another beauty in the space to be, and I am excited to speak to her. She is a young author, one of the a Yadi, a Jamaican. We're going to let her tell you her secret and her story. That is, she has a new book out that's getting really, really great reviews. Unfortunately, people, I have not yet had the opportunity to read this book, but I'm told that my hard copy, they're Fontana, with one of the young ladies I absolutely love, Roxanne. Me love Roxanne. Me love her like how me love Candy. So, people, up next we have the amazing Tabitha Smith. Um, Let me bring her up. Tabitha,
Hi Peter, how are you?
I am always good, but today I'm even better because I'm as high as a kite because of this medication. I am
Right.
mellow. I am
Wow.
absolutely mellow. I'm such a fortunate human being here on Jamaica Celebrity Talk. This is Saturday, May 22nd, and I have this distinct honor, and I know that every king in the vicinity is envious because tonight with three goddesses, three absolutely beautiful women, just stunningly beautiful women. We just had on Bella out of New York, yummy, yummy Bella, and now we have Tabitha Smith. What a guan, fun, what a guan. What's happening in the space? You are here to talk to us about your novel, Cold Inside Us. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about the beauty that we see in front of us called Tabitha.
What can I say? Okay, so born Jamaican. I was born in Clarendon, but of course, I grew up in Treasure Beach. I like the best place in Jamaica. I don't know about anybody else. Treasure Beach, yes, yes, yes. So if you've been to Calabash, of course, if you've been to Jake's is a very popular place. Um, the area is serene, great people, great personalities, awesome people. So shout out to all of those people, you
And
know.
you said Clarendon. My mother come from Clarendon, you know. Which part of Clarendon?
Well, I originally from Portland Cottage, just Lionel Town, Portland
Yeah.
Cottage.
Yes, yes, yeah. That's why you're good somebody. So you come from Clarendon and then you grew up in Treasure Beach. People, listen, people, let me tell you something about Treasure Beach. You don't know the Treasure Beach yet. Let me break it down in Yardi and foreign lingua. The women in Treasure Beach act like 10 side. Listen, Jamaican women are just generally beautiful. But it's like when you go up anywhere between a St. Elizabeth, come up Treasure Beach from Junction, come up. Me no know what happened. Like all the happening just showing on one place. So so you're a true blue country girl, rural
Yes,
girl.
I am. Country,
Best women,
country, country.
best women, best women. Me I talk straight. Me not care what I say. Best women, country women, best women. Um, so you grew up in Treasure Beach. Where did you go to school?
Okay, so I went to Sanibang Primary School, awesome primary school as well. Great community spirit. It's almost as if you and everybody is related for some reason or another.
Yeah.
Of course, I went to, of course, the best high school, that's St. Elizabeth Technical High School. So big up to all of the
No,
past
big
students.
school, big school.
Home of
Correct.
champions, home of
Yeah.
champions.
Not know. Big school, big school, big school.
Yes.
Big
Then I went on to study at Church Teachers College. So I am a teacher by profession.
school.
I am a double major science teacher by profession.
Wow.
And yes, here I am. I've been writing for a while, but of course, my first published literature.
Yes. All
So
right. All right.
thanks for having me, Peter. Much
Oh,
appreciated.
no, listen. The purpose of this platform is to is to expose talent and to give people an honest look at entertainment, how it really is. You know, and we're just lucky tonight to have you on. We're the ones who are lucky. Um, okay, so you're an educator, and you decided at some point, because you've been writing. When do you remember writing your first piece? At what age, and what prompted you to write? Oh, hold on, Camille Gay says, Tabitha, I'm so proud of you, girl. Keep on, girl.
That's my friend. Awesome person, great person.
When do you remember writing your first piece, and what about? Do you remember?
So it's a little bit. more complex than what persons might perceive it to be. I have been writing, especially in diaries. So I used to get these diaries sometimes when I do debate speeches representing the school, etc. I used to get these collection of, like the diaries, and then
Yes.
I would write. I will sit down outside where I grew up. There was this massive tree in the yard, and whenever there is a problem, or whenever there is some form of entertainment, or my friends are playing some, I cannot grow up as a tomboy, so when I was told you can't go play with the boys, you're a girl, you're a little girl, then I will just start writing writing, so that's how it all started. Then I found out that it's a way of expressing oneself, creating your own world, having that control that you would not normally have in reality, per
Were
se.
you a big reader? I mean, were you?
Absolutely. I tell you, I read more than back then. I read more than I watched television for several reasons. I read my way in the ending part of primary school. In high school, I read my way in high school. I can remember using, like, when the electricity goes, for example, I can remember using a flashlight, like I'm hiding
You
under the
are,
sheet,
you know.
using a flashlight to get
Yes.
to the story, to get to the end or the middle of the story, or I just cannot wait until tomorrow for the sun to rise to get to the story. I needed the story, so those were inspiration for me. It gave me a way out of some situations. For example, like I said, growing up as a tomboy, I had a lot of cousins who were boys. The area where I grew up, they were all relatives,
Yeah,
and
I know.
I
I know.
can
Church.
remember
Yeah.
all relatives,
Yes.
awesome
True.
people,
Absolutely true.
all relatives, and growing up in such a close knitted community, you'd be
Right.
protected. You would
Yes.
be protected as a female,
Very
as a
quiet.
young
Very
child.
quiet. Very true.
And
Yes.
I just found reading to be, it was different. It's like somebody gives you a world that you would not be able to experience, pretty much. And had you not read that book or the next book, then you wouldn't have garnered some amount of knowledge, new words, learning, oh, but I can actually respond to a situation in a similar way, stuff like those. So it helped me. It helped to, mold the person I am today.
Well, the truth is, 1 second. Let me just do this very quickly. Everyone who's here, thank you so very much. If you're enjoying the content, don't be shy. Hit that like button. YouTube likes the like, and I absolutely love the like. So you can always hit that like button. If you like content, we do mostly entertainment. We have a free concert we do the last Friday every month. This Friday on the 28th at 8 p.m. Jamaica time. It's called the Royals in Concert. This coming Friday, we have out of Atlanta, Georgia, a young man by the name of Sir Alexander, and from Spain, Spain's number one DJ, Ras Cupo. So hit the like button, and if you haven't, consider subscribing to the channel. You're going to enjoy it. We have the pleasure here on Jamaica Celebrity Talk to be speaking with a young lady who said she was a little nervous, but listen to me, people. When she started to talk about writing, it's like a light bulb went on. You know what I'm saying? I can see that you love words, you are expressive, and you love to speak. You speak passionately about what you do. So when did you decide, hey, I'm going to write a novel? Before we even get into what the novel is about, what happened? What you got up and said, you know what? I've been writing all these years. Tell us that journey, that transition into writing into your diary, into writing a novel, your first novel.
All right. So, well, as an educator, Peter, there is something that one must touch if we're going to talk about the story and the reasons behind it.
Right.
I can remember the persons whom I grew up with, especially those in my school setting. A lot of us were readers. Now, as an educator, you don't see a lot of students reading. That's one. And then you find that in terms of expression, expression, written
Yes.
expression or verbal expression, even problem solving, you find that, they are lacking. And then you can identify the ones who actually read. You will be able to identify the ones who actually read. Doesn't really matter how small it is, you can pick them out and say, yes, this person does some amount of reading.
Right.
On that basis, I have written several stories on several occasions. And what transpired what led me to this book, I have started it. I kept putting it off, like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get it published. I don't know how I'm going to get it edited. I just don't know. So I wanted it. I knew I could get it out in terms of from my end, but I don't know what's going to happen next. How do I get it out there? Who's going to read it? Who is going to publish it? Who'd be willing to edit it? However, I can remember, I think it was year before last, I was halfway in the story, and I went to school. I think we had orientation. Yeah, at work we had orientation, and the kids that I got for that academic school year as my form students, I was inspired. I was like, no, these kids need a story that is relatable in our context, because most of the books that you see them reading, they're not in our context. They're
Yeah,
not in our context.
they're from overseas, etc.
Overseas. So the Hardy Boys are great, Diary for Wimpy Kid. They're all great. We can attest to those that they're all great. But considering our cultural fluency, Peter, our kids need relatable material, or teenagers need relatable content, or young adults need something that can resonate within them. Oh, I understand. I know what this person is talking about. I've felt it. I've been there. So that is the main area of focus in terms of this particular book. I thought that teenagers in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, needed something to identify with, and I hope.
Sorry, I'm jumping in. You said something really, really interesting a while ago. I have a 15-year-old. She just turned 15, and she's a voracious reader. She reads like it's crazy. But one of the things that she has said to me is that it's very difficult to find teenage-related content. Are for preteen or young adults.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff in the middle. So you're saying that one of the key reasons for doing this book, entitled Cold Inside, also we're going to get to the book in a little bit because I'm excited to talk about that. It's directed at teenagers. Is that what you're saying? Specifically, teenagers within the Caribbean, having the Caribbean experience.
Yes, it does, Peter. It does. And I read a lot. Sometimes I don't get to read as much as I would want to. And I remember being a teenager, there were books that they were not Caribbean based, unless you're reading the classics, unless you're reading Green Days by the River, My Father's Son. So unless you're reading those books, and trust me, which teenager in the 21st century, let's be specific and exact, unless you're doing literature, are going to pick up those books?
Yeah.
They're great books, they're classics. We will always have, they're there to stay. They're a part of us. But we also need contemporary literature so that our teens can be engaged in. And I thought that was lacking. I saw it was lacking as a teacher in a high school, I've been to several high schools, I've taught in several high schools. I've seen it lacking. Kids want something relatable that they can relate to, that somebody really understand that, hey, this is not only happening to me, it has not only happened to me, or hey, it's happening to another family member. Perhaps what is here, I could probably tell them about it and maybe it will help. So we have those challenges, and I hope that other authors would at least, Caribbean authors will try to capture that aspect of our culture that is lacking and needed. It's lacking and it's needed.
But you're touching on some really, really powerful topics before we even get into this amazing book that's getting such great review. Because one of the criticisms I had when I got to university was that I realized our educational system does not encourage thought. Our educational system encourages us to regurgitate what we are taught. So we are not taught, critical thinking is not relevant, and that may be one of the reasons why as a community we also have challenges. But there's a secondary that I wanted to jump into real quickly, since you're an educator and you're so passionate. I watch, me speak my patois, Mr. Artist, I love patois. But one of the things I realized is that a lot of our children can't speak English. They can't. They can't speak English because we have gone from one extremity to the other. As a teen, I was growing up. People used to say, "You chat bad," which was incorrect because patois our language. But now children cannot speak the language that dominates the world. And if you can't speak English, I've had this tug of war in myself, within myself as a person. We have to teach our children to love their culture and what is really Jamaican. But if they're not prepared for the world by knowing, being able to read and write and spell English, they're going to have a challenge. What are your thoughts before we get into
That is true, Peter. But while that is true, we have to look at it from a broader perspective. Um, if our if our education system is designed in such a way where our language, our spoken language, a patois, a patois, Peter, right? But
Yes, yes,
the content that we test is in standard English. We don't have an interpreter. And I mean,
right,
especially using the online platform, no, everything is inanimate. Unless a teacher is going to, you know, read for a child, even one that can read, it is still going to
right,
pose a problem. Now, for me, I don't know about other educators, but I do believe many of us, we have broken it down into different parts. So when we're marking, for me personally, I don't mark for spelling unless it is absolutely necessary. Because I'm not,
right.
as a science teacher, I am not testing for spelling. And I know a lot of educators might,
Understood.
bash me here. But it's a reality. Why am I going to judge a child based on his spelling when I want to know about his scientific knowledge? So we have to
Right.
be careful how we contextualize the information. You know, we have to use what is workable and not what is not practical. And I do know many teachers, they are trying. And of course, we still have to follow the protocols. There are times when we just have to follow the protocols, get the language into it, prompt the students to get it, encourage them, because we have to encourage them. Their home environment sometimes. Parents do not speak standard English, it's just a reality. Unless they come to school, they have never heard a teacher speak in standard English unless they come to
Right.
school, or they have not heard anyone speak in standard English in such a, consecutive manner. I have been in the classroom and I've had many students asking me, Miss, are you Jamaican?
Yes.
Even
Yes.
when I'm speaking broken language, you're asking me, like, you're chipping a one and two here and there, like, hey guys, sit down. Miss, are you
Yeah.
Jamaican? So it baffles me as a Jamaican. It
Yes.
baffles
Yes.
me. But it's a
Yeah.
reality, especially in the rural areas of Jamaica, the rural areas. And I don't think it's fair for we to use one set of assessment to judge all individuals, because the reality, education should not be defined by what a set of persons set to judge,
Yes.
an entire population, because not everyone will be academically inclined.
Well,
Not everyone will be.
listen, I want to talk about your book, but we are touching on topics that I studied history when I went to university. That was my course, and I'm very passionate about my people. I love my people, and why they've given me, they kept me growing as an artist, and I love Jamaican people generally because, irrespective of what we say, Jamaicans by nature are loving, supportive human beings. They really
Yes.
are. That's what we are in general. But there are so many things that you're touching on before we get into the book that we can talk for the next 5 hours because of
Yeah.
course
Yeah.
we are subjects academically of an English system that enslaved us and that is still designed to keep us black and in the back. That's just a fact. And I've often wondered, why can't we come up with something that is uniquely ours? Take the best aspects of that and create something that reinforces us as a community. Because the truth is, my father used to say, if you plant mango, you can never get banana, no matter where you go, because mango you plant. So if the initial educational system came out of a group of people who saw us as animals and not as human beings, then that educational system has to be adapted and encouraged. Listen, you know what? Let me shut up because we can't go on and go on forever. Anyway,
Forever.
let's,
Forever.
let's talk about this book that I'm excited to get my hands on. People, I have been having severe backaches, so in agony. So I have not been able to read this book, but that girl Roxanne, I've
Of
maybe
course. Yes, she does.
at Fontana, I got from a book.
Yeah, Fanton. Yeah.
Can't wait to read
Yeah.
it. Now, why cold inside us? The name, it drew me because when I first saw the name, I thought, what? An adolescent book, a book targeting students. Cold inside us. Why? Why that?
All right. So the title, having seen so many struggles with teenagers, and by virtue of saying teenagers, Peter, we're not just talking about between ages 13 to 18. You know, we have 19-year-old, and we want to kind of capture the young adults as well, right? We are a culture that we're violent by nature, put it this way. We're not always violent, but then there are times when, you know, the violence in us explodes.
I would say we are rebellious by nature. We're rebellious. We express it physically. I don't think we're.
Yes, without consciously thinking through things.
We're aggressive.
Right. Yes. And of course, we have those who are not aggressive, and we have to acknowledge that. Though most of us have that painted picture that, oh yes, you know, we like to fight and whatnot. You have some of us that are very humble, and I have seen that in the school system as well. So back to the question, Peter, why cold inside us? I think as a nation, as Jamaican, we ought to take children emotions serious. And when I say serious, do not take for granted that just a small fraction of indifference will cause chaos. It's like you have to realize that what you say to a child today can affect that child for the rest of their life. So yes, cold inside us. What you say to a child today can affect the child for the rest of their life. And guess what happened? That child is innocent. Because a child depends on an individual to grow, depends on an individual or a set of individuals to mold them, to show them the right way, right? And then when you have kids experiencing things that are it's not normal. Many of our children in Jamaica, they do not experience normal struggles. Some of them they have struggles that are beyond their ability to manage, beyond their ability to process. And when they have no way of venting, no one to rely on, no one to speak to, no one who is willing to listen, you know, it creates this psychological imbalance. And yes, Peter, cold inside us. Some of us, some of the kids, they really put out their best. They're really trying to please us as adults sometimes, and we're not listening to them. We are not sympathizing. We don't need any sympathy these days. We need empathy. We need persons who are more empathetic towards their situation, because we can save children. So yes, Peter, the title, Cold Inside Us, was designed specifically to express some of the severe challenges that many of our nation's children, you know, suffers from. A continuous, it's a vicious cycle.
You're getting into so many things. I mean, listen, I tell, whenever I speak to students, I tell them that the greatest lie ever told to people of African descent is sticks and stones will break my bones and words
cannot.
And words are the most powerful thing on the planet. Words create or destroy. So the book then is a reflection of a truth that is existing in our community on a day-to-day basis.
It is staring us. It does. It is staring us right at the face, right in our face, right at our doorsteps, if not right in our very homes. And we fail to accept it. We fail to try to conquer it, or we even fail to talk about it. And yes, it does. I tried in a way because I had other books that I was working on. But this one was driving me, pushing me forward to say, let me try and express things from a teenager's point of view.
Yes,
And then I
yes,
got so caught up in the book, Peter, that I could not use one narrator because one narrator would not be able to fully
yes.
express some of the, the multi-dimension or dimensions that different teenagers would face. Because a child might be coming from a rural community, might face a set of challenges that another
Yes.
child who might be coming from the outskirt of a city or within a city, and they face a different set of challenges.
Agreed.
So
Sorry.
the idea now was developing two characters, narrators, not characters, two main narrators that would tell the story. But I ended up with three, which makes the book a little bit more complicated. Yeah, it became complicated because to have three narrators
Yes,
narrating in
yes.
a story, it became really complicated. But then in such a way where one might be inspired from one or the other,
All
showing
right.
that, they all struggled from, with various things, whether internal, external, whatever the challenges were.
Now, I don't want to get too much into the book because I want persons to go buy the book. All right. I want people to go buy the book. Book support. I always say support young business, support African descendants, business, black business, Jamaicans, support your Jamaicans, and especially an educator. And because I've read some great reviews on
Yeah.
the book, great reviews. Um, what when you put the book out, tell me some of the challenges you have faced as a new author.
Oh my days, Peter. So it were the challenges were, sorry, in different stages. First, the book, I've finished the book for a while. I struggled to find an editor. I
Mm,
struggled. I called several places. So I called a set of persons and they said, oh, they don't edit unless it is Christian content. I
yes.
called another set of persons and they said, oh, well, they only work with academic content. And as an
Mm,
educator, you can imagine how that baffled me. I was downright irate that
yeah.
how can
Right.
you say literature, I mean, of course you want to entertain, it's really entertaining too,
Right.
and then if it's not academic, you will not edit. And then
Right.
finally I reached through to an awesome individual, Mr. Harris, and he decided, I mean, he, based on what he said, he had a very, tight schedule, and he decided to squeeze me in. And fortunate enough, we got it out of the way. But then the next challenge was, how do I get it published? And that took me almost another 6 months because I could not find the same challenges I had with the editing was the same
Yeah.
challenging for the publishing.
Are
If
you
it's not a
self-published?
Christian content,
Are you self-published?
initially, yes, yes.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
initially, yes, I was self-published, and then a lovely young lady. She has a publishing house, Miss Crystal Evans. Big up to Miss Crystal Evans.
Big up
She,
Crystal Evans.
yes,
Yes.
awesome, awesome individual. She
Mm,
decided to, she went through the content, and her daughter went through the content, and they actually, they were amazed by it, I would assume. And then she made some contacts and got me with another individual. She's still the main person who pushed for this because of the content.
mm.
And then I actually got it onto some other international forum. So it is now on Walmart, Barnes and Noble, Powell's in the UK, several other places. I've noticed that it's on several other platforms. It's gradually improving, I would believe. I would like to believe that. On Amazon, the reviews are I think the reviews are great. I got perhaps 3 or 4 other authors, I think, who
Nice.
read the
Yes.
book. Yes, and they wrote reviews. You can also find reviews on Goodreads as well. Um, I would want more, but then my challenge was, Peter, as an educator, this is something that frightens and should frighten any educator, because we
Right.
spend so much time planning for our classes to meet the needs, the extra demand of our unique education. It's very unique, so unique. I think it is outdated, most of it, but still
Right.
unique.
Right.
I did not do my research. Because I did not do my research on the strategies for marketing, I have suffered. I would believe I have suffered in the initial stage of
In the
releasing the
initial
book.
stage.
I didn't know what to do. That was just the truth.
So you're saying that really one of the primary challenges you've had, the twofold, just correct me if I'm wrong, is you couldn't find professionals within the sphere to either edit the book, publish the book, etc. We don't have enough persons like that. That's what you're saying. And the few that we have are too specialized. So
would we want to say that we don't have enough, because we have a lot of printing houses in Jamaica, a lot of publishing houses, but I think they focus mainly on academic or Christian-based materials.
So that's kind of strange, because are they saying that only Christians and academics read books? I mean, I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense.
I think that's where the market is. Perhaps that's where the market is. You know, how many other persons are writing content in this manner for, you know, for these age groups? So it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I understand. Wow, that's. I mean, you know, but you can't be discouraged. You can't be discouraged. You have great content, and I suspect one of the strengths, talking to Bella earlier about today's world, is that Tabitha can directly market the books. I mean, hopefully the people here who see this and who come back to watch this content, and we're going to be sharing this out everywhere, will go get the book, because there are a lot of readers. I'm certain. You know, what's his name? Just won 2 years ago. Won the Man Award for 7 years of Killings. Oh gosh, I have the book and I can't remember the name of the book. Amazing book, by the way. But it's I don't want to discourage young authors like yourself, and that's one reason why we decided to put you on the platform, is because everyone who told me about the book, they're so excited, and that's why I'm excited. I'd hoped to have read it before we had this conversation.
I wish you have.
But I'm getting it. I'm getting the book tomorrow.
I hope you make it.
I get the book tomorrow. No worries. And people may get a hard copy.
Yes, a hard copy.
Yes. So because like I said, one of the things we want to do on the Jamaica Celebrity Talk is we want people to understand the process of any aspect of entertainment. And you being a young author, I said to you, I can say publicly, I said to you, look, you're a beautiful woman. We need to see your image while you're selling the book. I mean, people I think people can relate easier to a product if they're seeing a face. And you're so passionate. I mean, I don't think you hear the passion you have for what you do and for children and for this book. I mean, that alone excites me, and I'm sure it's exciting the persons who are here in the space listening. People, please go get this book. The book is called Cold Inside Us. Where can we find you?
All right. So in terms of purchasing your local copies, you might need to. So I have author's copy, basically. That's the only way you can get your local copies. If you're not going to go on Amazon to get your copy, you can both. If you're a Kindle reader, then no worries, it's there, cheaper. You can have easily access, or Prime, same thing. You can purchase your copies on Amazon, UK, Canada, general. You can go to Barnes and Nobles, those places. But in terms of, we know Jamaicans, not all Jamaicans shop online. So I'd like to tell persons that in case you need to get a local copy, you may reach out to me at 471-1875, or you can direct message me on Instagram or Facebook, whichever is convenient.
I was going to suggest, her Instagram is at TES Smith. Okay, very simple, Tess Smith. Go reach out to her. She answers you almost instantaneously. You can get her on Messenger also. On Facebook, follow her on Facebook. It's the same thing, Tess Smith. Go find her, go get the book, go support the book. Because I'm looking forward to the next book and the next book and the next book.
Oh, yes.
I almost through with book 2. Oh wow, yes. We love that.
Yeah, I'm almost through with book 2. Around 75% through with book 2. So I'm hoping that hopefully by summer we will get it out there. It is still Cold Inside Us, which is part 2 of the book because of how the story is structured. Yeah.
So I have an exclusive here, people. I have an exclusive. There's a follow-up, a sequence, a sequel coming out to Code Inside Us. So after you get Code Inside Us, you know, put the money aside and get ready to go support her with the next project. That is exciting. I mean, I've been trying to write something for about 50 years. I don't have the patience to write. I think it takes an exceptional human being to write, to be able to put your thoughts into words, and to express your deepest. Because the thing about authors, you people are naked. You strip your souls in front of us, and we see you in your nakedness. And I think a lot of people understand how difficult that must be, because most authors are shy. The ones that I have met, they tend to be very reserved. Is
I
that
would
your
consider
case?
myself to be, even though I speak, if you're in my company, I will speak a lot, no doubt about that, Peter.
Right.
But I'm not going to
Yeah.
push myself out there. I don't know. I'm a little bit, I don't know what to say. What
Reserved.
do I say? A little bit, yeah, reserved. I don't want to be rejected. Um, I don't want anybody to
Yeah.
feel like I'm invading their space or anything. That's just me. But you're correct,
Yeah.
correctly so. I would believe we're quite shy. Most of us are quite shy.
Yeah, that's something that surprised me, you know, that when I realized that most of the artists that I speak to, most authors tend to be very reserved. I mean, brilliant individuals, most of them, but their expression comes through their words. Any if any of your students happen to come by this and they want to become an author, what would you say are the one or two most important things they need to do before they get into this?
All right. So what I'll say to them is do your research, both for content, for publishing, and for the market. We have to, if we're going to invest this much time in something and so much money into something, we have to get the research done. And
Mhm.
I would also like to say we have to reach out to persons in the circle, because they are the masters of the content. They're the master. They are there long before us. So without reaching
Right.
out to them to find out what the trends are, similar to what Bella was saying, like having promoting each other's page, assisting some of the ladies. It's in a
Mhm.
similar way, Peter. We have to reach
You
out to other
work,
persons and not be
work
selfish
as a
about it,
team.
as a
Right.
team.
Work as a
There you
team.
go. Because no,
Mhm.
very rarely in our context, two or three persons are going to write the same thing. And as my friend
Yes.
would say, as my friend would say, it's like a movie. Book the reading is like a movie, and it happens for me too. I've read so many books I've lost count. I don't want to reread the books. I need a new book. So you don't have to worry that, as my friend Crystal, Miss Evans like to say, you don't have to worry that, oh, you know, it's my book. You don't want anybody else to, get into the industry. Reading is like a movie. If you really love reading, you're always going to be looking for the next book. And how many books can one author actually write?
Well, thank you so very, very much, Tabitha, for being here, for talking to us about this exciting novel, and telling us that there's a sequel in the making.
People.
That 5% done writing. We've been talking to Tabitha Smith. Go follow her on Instagram and or Facebook at Tess Smith. That is TES Smith. You know, very
Yes.
straight. Go get a copy of her book. You can get it on Kindle. You can message her directly on Messenger and or Instagram and get your copy of Code Inside Us. If you have teenagers around you, they're gonna absolutely love this book based on the reviews that I've read. I'm getting my copy tomorrow. Roxanne, if you are listening,
I am
book
sure she's listening.
now come. So thank you very, very much, for being here, and, just stopping by and expressing yourself. It's so invigorating, the passion with which you speak about children and about being an educator and about the book. So I know it's gonna be a great read, because I can almost feel all of that passion being infused into this book.
Yeah, we do that. Authors tend to do that. They empty everything there.
Yeah. So thank you
So
very much, Tabitha.
thank you too, Peter. Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Lovely meeting you again.
Big up on myself.
All right.
All right, people. So we just spoke with Tabitha Smith. She has a new book out called Cold Inside Us. Please go and support her. You are watching Jamaica Celebrity Talk. We're waiting to speak to the one and only the young lady who changed the Jamaican cultural scene forever. She changed dancehall literally forever. Inspired literally hundreds of thousands of women across the world to simply be her. She changed a generation of music. She, I think, was one of the first women to liberate our women sexually, and managed to do this in a very classy way. It's remarkable how she did this. She's a friend. She's an inspiration to many. She's a mother. She's a living cultural icon who I believe the government of this country need to give some kind of award to, because I think we don't understand that when you speak of dance hall and the space and dancing within dance hall, there are two names that come to mind. There is the late great Bogle, and there is Carlene. These two people, I mean, there are other people like DHQ and etc. who also impacted the game. But Carlene the Dancehall Queen, the Jamaica's first sex symbol, just an amazing person. I have the pleasure of being able to speak to this great one. And if you notice the title, we said Sexy Women. And she's truly a remarkable person. So help me welcome the one and only, the great Carlene Smith, aka Carlene the Dancehall Queen. What a go! I am so stoked. I am so stoked to have you here, man. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm a fan. You know this, I've been a fan from day one. I am a friend, and I just think you are a remarkable, remarkable talent, remarkable woman. You know what? Tell us a little bit about Carlene. If there's some person somewhere in, I don't know, somewhere in some, I don't know what remote island in the world who don't know much about you, but give us a little bit about your background.
I wouldn't know where to start. I really wouldn't. Um, as you know, very humble, quiet, loving, caring, peaceful. Yeah, I grew up with a lot of sisters, in my later parts of my life. And you met me at long before dancehall queen. I was always a mischievous, curious young
I
lady.
think you know what? You were 15 or 16 when I met you.
15.
16, right. And what struck me about you when I met you was you were so adult. I don't know how else to put it. You were just so bright and so articulate and so intelligent. And I gotta say, you were a looker, even at 15. Even at 15, you were a looker.
That's how I got around, because I never ever looked my age.
Right.
You knew my friend Pepsi,
Yeah.
I'm thinking they put me places because I fit in. Nobody,
Yeah.
the men, thank God there's not the men today. The men
Right.
would still keep them, because my sisters would defend it and say, hey, you go up. So,
Yes.
yeah, so so protected. This is
Yeah.
why I could be in those adult space and wasn't afraid. And as you also know, Peter, I've never had alcohol or cigarettes or ganja in my entire life. So I was well thanks to my sisters and my friends.
Well, I mean, you are one of the most celebrated figures in dancehall, and you revolutionized the visual of dancehall and dancing within dancehall, because what you did is, I think, you brought women into the space to the forefront. Prior to you,
Sexy women.
yeah, I'm going to add that. I'm going to add that definitely, because you changed the look of dancehall, evolved with you. What now? I know that Pepsi was a major part of your getting into dancehall. I don't think you. All right, let me. You tell the story. How
It was
into
Pinky.
dancehall?
It was Pinky.
Sorry, Pinky. I apologize. I meant to say Pinky.
Yes, because
how did you make that transition into dancehall?
so Pinky, who was at the time dating Tiger, which was a mega star here in Jamaica, and she, had the privilege of going to the different stage show, and because she's my bigger, older sister to me,
Right.
my father would allow her to take me places. And
Right.
so when I got there, I fell in love. I just know this is where I need to be. This is where I want to be. And this is where I'm going to learn about this space because I was belonging there.
Right.
So I
It
started,
called you. It called you.
it
It
called
called
me to the core. It did. It called me to the core. It did.
when was your breakout moment, you think? When to you, what was that moment that thrust you into the eyes of the entire world, particularly us Jamaicans within the dancehall sphere? What incident? What happened?
The first fashion clash we had, April the 12th, 1992, when we had Dancehall versus Uptown, which they were dubbing Uptown
I
versus
remember that.
Yes. So it took off because nothing like this has ever happened in Jamaica. And it was fascinating to the people. You know, I kept winning this clash and they kept crowning me. So I gave myself a title because
Mhm.
I was with Miss Jamaica Beauty Queen at the time. I
I
called
remember
praise to
that.
her wherever the world she is. And so when I won, I said, listen, I'm the dancehall queen. And the yes said, sent it over. And she said, what do you think is she happy? And everybody said, yes. Because I wanted a
Mhm.
title that was fitting to what we were doing. And at the time, it was fashion flash. So it was
How
what we
old
were.
were you?
I'm 18.
You were 18 when you did
Yeah.
that. Wow. I remember being in the audience. I was physically there. I don't know if you remember. We spoke, but I was
Yeah.
actually physically there.
Because the second one is the one that really now made it even worse because everybody heard of the first one and just wanted to see it. So we took it around the island. We went to Ocho Montego Bay, Negril, Portland, and somewhere else. And then we took it back to Kingston and it went.
It went viral in today's term. It was just everywhere. I remember that.
If it was today, I don't think you could have had me on this show now
I,
because
I
it would
think
have
so.
been way wider without the work. Because
Yeah.
that's the difference with social media or internet foundation to what's happening. You don't have to put in the work. We have to put in the work. People, you know this.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
I
Yes.
went.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Now the fact that I mean I remember people saying at the time, this pretty in quote this pretty uptown brown skin girl, because those are the three terminologies that came together. What is this pretty uptown brown skin and then sexy girl doing in dancehall? I mean, it was revolutionary, and
Yes.
you garnered so much attention because I remember. I mean, being in spaces where men from every social ilk in Jamaica, every, may I talk about politician, police commissioners, may I talk about Dan, may I talk, everybody wanted a piece, literally, of Carlene. So to me, I keep telling people that you were Jamaica's first official sex singer. What was that experience like?
You see, when you're brought up to understand who you are, and as I knew this when I was about 4 years old, that I was sexy, yes, not sexual, but sexy. Somebody had asked when I stated that if I was molested. No, I was never molested. I just knew I was sexy. Remember, I have a lot of sisters. I have no brothers. And I'm second to last, Peter, out of 12. Come on, by the time they get to you, there's no energy left. So
Right,
I always wanted to be me, and me was different from my other sisters because
right,
not even Pinky's like me, and Pinky and I are the closest in behavior. There's
yeah,
no other of my sisters who are like me. I had a sister who was in Miss World, Miss Jamaica World. She was Miss St. Catherine. She was Miss Edgewater. She came sixth in Miss Jamaica. So I knew I didn't want that. She already did it. She was my older sister. And I just wanted to be me, the me I am, which was this vibrant, sexy, so-called crazy kind. You know, Jamaican people, when you're not off the norm, you're something wrong. You're crazy, you're mad, you're on drugs, you're this, you're that, everything, you know, once they don't understand. And I was that child that you didn't understand.
I
You know?
never thought, I never heard you on drugs, but I
Yes,
just
yes,
speaking to someone who went to school with you, and she said, Carlene, Chairman from Carlene, just different, speak our mind, and at the time, that may not have always been a wonderful thing, because we were in a
you know what? At that time, I really didn't even speak. I didn't care. You know this. I just gone. The whole
yeah,
world would be totally. So my sisters sometimes would get embarrassed, you know, because I would block the streets and they're like, "Dear, here's the kid." And they're like, "You didn't hear what you said?" No, I don't care. So I zoomed out. I was in this little world by myself, and whatever else I took in there with me, which is usually my sex clothes, my crazy hair, my piercing. You know, I didn't care. Sometimes Pinky would go out and get in brawl with somebody who's saying something. And she's like, you know, here. She was like, "No, she can't say that. They don't know you." And I'm like, Pinky, don't pay them no more. She said, "How you do it?" Yeah, I was in my own world. I knew who I wanted to love and like me did. My family and my friends understood that I was just in my own creative, you know, different world. I wasn't the girl that was sleeping with 10 men. I wasn't the girl that was sleeping alone. I might choose a man that everybody might ended up knowing because of who I am. But it was never that I'm a bad girl, quote unquote. You know, so it was I didn't need to defend you. I didn't need to defend me. I know who I am. I know what I'm about, and the rest is on you.
so here you are. You're 18 years of age. You are beautiful, and in Jamaica at that time, the context of a brown skinned girl, and you know what that was a big deal. Um, because women like you at that time, you were supposed to be with a banker, you know,
Yes,
somebody like that,
yes.
and you have the attention of everyone, because literally you were the focus of. I mean, I remember seeing you on. I don't remember if it was it Sting. There were maybe 20, 30,000 people.
Yes, thing with Carlene David.
When you stepped on that stage, Carlene, it was like insanity. I have never seen till today Jamaicans respond to any dancer like that. Um, how did you deal with that?
I will give you a synopsis about that thing, right?
Yeah.
At the time, you knew it was a group of four of us. And at the time, Sting was blocking people left, right, and center. This is 1992, and you know, we're
Right.
still not global everywhere, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
So my other three dance partners or group
Right.
members says, hold up, we are not doing things. So he said, they said, we are not doing things. Especially at the time, Carlene Davis, who had a number one song, Dial My Number,
Yes.
you know Carlene, is not for that category. So that's who we were going to be dancing with. The other thing said we couldn't pay them enough and they weren't going. And I said, let me tell you something. I put the three of them and I said, I said to you guys, I am going to do a household name in Jamaica. And I said this before I did the first show and I'm on my way. And Sting has a different crowd because you know people go to Sting don't go anywhere else.
I know.
So
I know.
those
Very,
people,
very true.
I'm telling you, if 40,000 people there, 10,000 is from the rest, and the other 30 only come for Sting. And she says, they said, you're not going. And I created my outfit and I put on my high heel shoes and I got ready. I prayed. Now it's good to not let them bottle me,
Yes, yes.
but I am going. Tommy Cohen was the MC. And he was like, I said, no, no, no. Because I know what's going to happen. They used to bottle her for it's just not where they love the song and they only want to hear the song. And then, you know, she performs. She's an excellent performer and a great singer, but not for
Right.
singing.
No. No.
My sisters were up in the stand. They were there as
Yeah.
visitors, and my
Yes.
two of my sister and her husband, newly wed husband, they were from England. So I pointed to them, came down. I said, "No, we're at this here," and it was at stadium. Yes, and I here on the phone, why could you find this? And he then said that he has something new to introduce to you. And I said, there it goes. And now my number started and I ran out.
Yes.
And when I ran on the stage, she stood up when the roar that when I started, because I ran on the stage doing a shit and I had on an outfit red with chains. And
I know. I remember. I was there.
I start vibrating the chains left to right, and they didn't
Yes.
see it like this before. And the stadium erupted. And I do two little thing and then I exit on the wheel and they called me on 3 times. 3 times. And when Tommy was calling me the 4th time, I was already in the changing room changing my clothes. Because I knew they would have loved it again, but he didn't
Yeah.
want it more. And of course,
Yeah.
you know, so the whole day of seeing advertising, it was all about this one little thing. I didn't DJ, I didn't sing, I just danced. And it was every paper, every this. Some people are saying, is she from Jamaica? This. Yeah, she is. So, things like that. I took chances. I went to things that I really wasn't invited. Some I was turned back. I was turned out. I was shunned upon. I didn't care because at that age, I knew I wanted to have my legacy. Next year, it's 30 years ago I did this. Next year is 30 years I did this. And when
So
I
you
was,
were driven. You were driven. You knew all along that this is what you wanted.
listen, I took on every interviewer. I don't argue with people. I go on TV, I go on radio. And they were like, okay, you're not dancehall. You definitely don't sound dancehall. Marky, you don't look dancehall. I said, I'm Jamaican. Is there a look? And they would, say, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, let's clear this up. And dancehall shouldn't be into no inner city or no ghetto or no rural part of the island. Dancehall is Jamaican. Dancehall is Jamaican. So why we categorizing it? And I started to defend it and start bringing over my uptown friends into the dancehall. And it was, taking a high ride till dancehall people started to fight against me.
Wow. I remember when you were transforming the space because you transformed the space. Prior to you, the great Bogle, God rest his soul, the dance was dominated by men. Now the women, lots of women dancing. The top dancers were the men. The men dominated the space, and then you came and you changed the process.
There really wasn't any man dancing either, no.
Mhm.
No.
That was really Bogle and his crew.
It was just the red roses. There's no Bogle either. It was red roses too.
That's true. That's true.
Bogle
That's true because
wasn't
I know all of those.
into that. He was really Aga
Yeah.
because he was the man with the dance shit, the money and everything, and Bogle was just one part of it. So a lot of
Right.
like, the Beenie Man and the Bush Banton and the stuff sang about it because of really Aga, but Bogle was the dancer. So I met Bogle when I was about 16. We went to Tropics nightclub where they used to have Teen Jam, and that's how I
Yeah.
met Bogle. We danced together and then was disqualified because I was not 18 to go to this tournament. He almost killed me. And this is how by this his name was Gerald, right?
Right.
His name was Gerald. And I never saw them again till I came back to Jamaica because I used to see them in the summertime and Christmas time. We would party and move on. There was no real dancing. So when I started this, then Bogle started that.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I
I
mean,
think 92, Bogle came 93. Although they were
that's
there.
actually, that's actually true. But I mean, I've always seen the two of you as the yin and yang of dancehall.
Yes, because he's the man and I'm the woman. So
Right,
he brought
right.
to the men where the men could do and I brought to the women. And the women were there, but they were fully cladded. No,
Right.
this
Exactly.
never happened before I introduced this. There
Right.
was no crew, nothing. They all came after me. So when
So
I
Ouch Crew and everybody evolved as a result of
me from what I started. So people
right.
started to see my crew started to be places because we were in crews, in little crews, just being in dancehall before. But when I
Right.
would step in, they would turn because I would be dressed differently. So when I started this now as a business, it started to come which I wanted. I've never fought with an old crew, a modeling crew, ex girls. Who else was it? That was this other thing. I
Right.
pushed and I'd get work and say, no, pass it to one of them, give number to so and so, because I wanted this to grow.
Yeah.
They didn't take it the way I did because remember, you're following something. Just started.
Mhm.
So you'll never get past that level. You'll always be there. So they didn't keep up with it as I did.
As you did.
I did
Yeah.
it at a party. No, this was my livelihood.
So you just went into something important. Was it financially feasible
What?
for you to be doing this? I had to ask. I have to
Who
ask.
would be doing it only for the love, although it was for the love, and I really didn't need the money at the time, but I demanded.
Right.
So there was things like the others didn't do that I did. So I didn't go to just a dance because there was a dance keeping they did. So there's no way you're gonna pay for them when you can see them for free. And I keep explaining this. But they weren't they only wanna happen. I said, okay, this is my business. So I got hired nobody else did. If you remember, corporate sucked me up. I was on Flow,
Yep. Yep. I remember that.
Wireless, Red Label Wine, Red Stripe, court furniture, oh God, name it. And I was on it. So I was sucked up. This was an image, although it was sex.
So in other words, you turned dance. First of all, you revolutionized the concept of women in the dance hall. See, you pushed women to the forefront, and you made this business because
Yes, I did.
for that.
If
You know.
you also remember, originally, videos, our own videos were done with either uptown models or
Mhm.
overseas girls. They never used dancehall till I started it. Never. They had all kind of excuse, and I started to push them. I started to pull, bring, and say, no, we're nicer than them because we have more vibes. So if you notice, most video would have a uptown girl just posing to it because she can't dance, and that I changed that. 360. Shaba used to do his video, and the girls were from overseas.
Now, I remember my first hit song and video was Dancehall Queen, and we used pulse models. It was pulse models we used. And then my next video, I remember coming to you and saying, right, a song called Sick and Tired, and you wore that gold outfit that is just, I mean,
And when I wore that, remember that wasn't to be worn. So when I took the bag up, and my assistant
yes,
that was there,
yeah.
he took up Roger Rodney Big Up. He took up the wrong gold outfit. He took up
Oh,
yes, because I already done that in Chapadimas and Flowers.
yes, I remember it, I
There
remember it.
was another gold outfit that was to come for yours. So when you said,
Yeah.
and I started to change, I said it to you. I said, this is the wrong outfit. And you said, it doesn't matter. And I said, all right.
No, because listen, we wanted you. We didn't care what the outfit was. It's you. It's all about
Yeah.
you.
But you know, I knew it should not have been in your video to make sure. But I had another outfit, the orange one with the bottom cut out. You remember that
Well,
one?
yeah, I remember. I remember that.
And
I think
you said
I
no.
remember people asking us, "How did you get Carlene in your video? How much millions of dollars did you pay her?" And I was like, "Yeah, she was not cheap. She was,
And you
but
know what? Because why they were interested, I turned on a lot of videos
yeah,
because I didn't think I was just to be in every video. So when the right video came that I want to be in, people are going to say, "Oh, you're this or you're in every video." So some people would say, "Why you didn't do so and so?" I didn't do it, especially if I didn't like the song, or I went and I saw some. I've gone to video shoots and leaving a sneak out because I wanted the other girls to shine. I was already shining, and once
yeah,
I'm in that video, nobody else is going to be seen. Or when
right.
they're far better, because I'm in there, I'm going to outshine them. So I even did a couple videos where I organized it. Snow videos one of them. I was to be
I
in that.
remember that. Yeah.
I begged him. I said, "No, please," and I did the outfits. I became a choreographer, everything, because he says, no, I have to pay you. And I can't change this. And I said, this is what I'll do. And he says, you would? And I said, yes. We're in civil litigation. I got the outfits made, some little cheerleading classrooms.
Well, look.
Yeah, it
There were
wasn't
so
about
many.
myself.
There were so many rumors going on about you at the time because I guess you were such hot commodity. I don't know if you heard some of them. One person told me that you bathed in milk every day. You only bathed in milk, cow's milk, and I was like, okay. Um, Champagne every morning, and I remember saying to them, "She not drink, me not drink, me know say she not drink." No, 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 she drinks. There were so many rumors, and then there was Beenie Man, and that came out of left field. I
Let me
saw,
just tell you one thing. So there was a
yeah,
British lady who came to do a documentary interview on me. So
mhm,
when she came, I have nice, lovely hair.
yeah,
And she went, I would like to see your little sister. So I'm like, she got to think that that interview was on me in my head, And I was
mhm,
like, okay, but she's not here right now. Because I wasn't getting what she was trying to say. So I said, she
right,
don't know. Um, so I said, who is it? So I asked her. So she sat down on the crew waiting for my bigger sister. And I said, who is it? She says, I'm here for the dancehall queen, Carlene. I said, that's me. She said, that's me. She said, I'm expecting, this is what the lady said, that I should have a champagne glass, I should have a furry high heel bed slipper, and a see-through necklace kind of thing. I was like, well, it's the second time I was hearing it, and I was like, oh wow. She was like, she went, you're beautiful. So and
right,
so, oh my gosh, let's just get it. She got so excited that,
right.
but you're a baby. And I said, no. And we started. So I guess I could tell you, people have said to me, they were expecting to come and see me fully made up with red lipstick and furry bed slippers, high with bed slippers. And I'm like,
No, you were never that person. I never knew you to be that person at any point.
never. But that's the concept because I'm a sex symbol in Jamaica.
Right,
And this is
right.
what they see that, you can't be dressed down or
Now,
just
now
be
I
normal.
gotta ask you as a friend, right? I gotta ask. I gotta go here because a lot of people message me and say, "You gotta ask her about Beenie Man." You know, they need to know about Beenie Man. What was happening at Beenie Man? And I'm like, okay. Truth is, I like Moses. I think you know this, and I love you, right? I mean, I like Moses as a person. We've gotten along. He's cool. But when I first found out that you guys were dating, I couldn't see it. I just could not see the two of you together. How do you guys meet? How did that happen?
I knew him before through Pinterest, just to say hi. He's always liked me. That was not my interest. I didn't understand that kind of world. I was in a serious relationship, engaged, about to be married with
Mm,
somebody who was totally not in what I wanted to do.
right,
So I
right.
was I was being stifled from being not understanding that, okay, come on, I'm 20 years old now. I need to be free and wild as I am.
Mhm.
Certain this life and putting on this long dress is really where I was go. Then he said it was okay, but it wasn't okay because he had talked to friends and they were like, you can't have your fiance wearing this, but they want to see me in it. And so I kept stifling me and I was getting uncomfortable. He
Mhm.
knew nothing of dancehall, so he was just going with what I was doing, and he liked it, but not for me in certain
Right.
levels. And so I had a stage here in Portland that I tore up the place, and then Beenie Man was on that stage show, so I had to run. The men were, and so when I reached the one part, I don't know where I parked my car.
Mhm.
Time out of clearance. I don't know where I parked it. And Beenie Man, they were in the bus. They had a tracking vibes bus.
Mhm.
Um, and them said, Beenie Man in here, come in here, you're all right. And I'm like, just to get away, I went in the bus. Because I knew Patrick again through Pinky and I
Right.
knew him.
Right.
So when I went in there, he says, you're not going back out there. So they're gonna tear you up. And I start. And I said, no. He says, okay, so and so and so. I said, no, I'm going back to Kingston. So they were to be in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
They were to be in Portland. And I said, no, 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 I'm going back to Kingston because I like to take my time and drive home. So I had the other three girls. He
Yeah.
came and said, listen, I'm coming with you guys back to Kingston. I want to go home too because so and so. I said, okay. The other three was in the back and he was in the front with me, talking, keeping me up.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be a very nice person because although I knew him before by seeing an eye and just, liking me or whatever, I didn't know him.
Right.
So
I understand. Understand.
he was DJing and me a dance and we did that right to Kingston. So as they would say, the rest is history. Based
Yeah.
on, again, that happened because he was where I think I wanted to be.
Right. Right.
I love dancehall. So I was just obsessed with dancehall. Not dating any dancehall person before. Don't know how it really got there, but
Mm-hmm.
it got there. And at the time, I was very good for him
Right.
because here it is. He's strictly dancehall, and now I'm taking him over on a crossover. So
But look, you were. Let me interject, my friend. You were the first power couple in entertainment in Jamaica.
yes,
When
yes.
they talk about what's her name? Sorry, Beyonce and Jay Z. The first power couple I remember seeing in entertainment was yourself and Moses. Sorry, Beenie Man. You were
Yes.
the first power couple, and I think that's why it drew so much attention. How 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 difficult was it to be dating each other with all this attention?
Oh my God, it was very difficult based on, he didn't have the money that I'm coming from.
Mhm.
So they would use it against him, like, she not going to do X, she not going to do Y, she's just
Mhm.
bored while she's with you, all kind of things. And it was like, okay, I can't prove to him enough that this is where I want to be, this is why I'm here.
Right.
I remember one of our first, my birthday party where he did us, he had introduced to me before. And I kept saying to him, not that I don't want to marry you, I don't think it's the right time. Because at the time, remember, he dubbed the girl in sugar.
Right.
She was the hottest girl in Jamaica. So a lot of women couldn't compete with me. So they started to do up this age because, remember,
Yeah.
it was bound to be. And bounty for the men and being for the girls all the way.
Yes. True. Very true. Very true.
And so all these, things were in my head, and I'm like, Beenie Man, you need to keep your image of the girls them sugar. Girl them sugar can't marry.
Mhm. It's true.
And secondly, I said, when you're just my boyfriend, it's okay to say the more girl I want, the more girl I get or whatever, or
Right.
mark up the chalkboard or blackboard. And I'm like, so I was protecting him to keep his status up with my symbol, but because I was already seasoned. Remember, I was the biggest player to be man.
Yes, that is true. That is true. That
And
is
so I didn't want to make him believe that, that's what's making him.
true. Hmm.
And so at my birthday party, he engaged me again. No, I don't like surprises.
Hmm.
Because I'm in my throat. I don't like surprises. And I was like, this boy happened to oh goodness, it's my birthday party, but this is going to be the story of it.
Right.
I was
Right.
there, I stood there with this smile on my after they had just wake us up with camping. So the first thing you go change your clothes and then come back. Um I'm there like I didn't do this, but I would never let him down. I'm running away. Somebody said, "We need the answer on." Turn back and I said, "Yes, I will." Not
Mhm.
thinking about it because remember, this is me. I was engaged in February on Valentine's Day, private one, and you take it again. What the hell is this obsession of this damn engagement? And
Mhm.
so I was like, but I said yes, and I went to change my clothes. So
How old were you? How old were you?
probably 23,
And how old is Moses?
22.
You were very young people.
Yes. But
Carry on, people.
so when I go, because first of all, I can tell you, his then manager team didn't want me there. I was a they thought because I had so much influence on him, so-called influence, and we would go on stage show, and when I get there, there's a motel with rooms. So I took my card and go take a five-star hotel, book us in there, and said, "Listen, in the future, you need to make sure so and so." So he kept me on, wanted to be my road manager, and this was where the problem was coming. They were like, "She needs to go."
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
This has never been told.
You're teaching him too much. Too much.
Way too much because I was no arranging stuff and saying, "You're not leaving here till so and so is done, so and so is done," and he liked it.
Yeah.
I would make sure in his bag that he's carrying has an outfit. I said, "No, you don't get there and the suitcase gone left." So those are things I practice. So they were getting scared that he was so much into me. It was all about me. And now he's talking like he wants me to be in the management team. Who the hell are you? So
Right. Right.
that day, the next day, they started to tell him that I didn't want to say yes because all my rich friends were there and my ex-men were there and off. It was off. Nothing was truthful. My friends were there. These are my friends. And I mean, he never had problem with these people before. So I know it was what was said to him. And so that's why she didn't want to take it. I took it. I said yes. I was just surprised. He knew that I was surprised. And so the problem started right there. And I said, you know what? Anyway, I should have dated him mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. I was way above um, maturity,
I get it.
way above the maturity. And then the sexual personality, every man, you have to have that man to say, she's mine. With your team telling you all these things now, so you have that security before. And then they started on his emotions. And he took it out on me. And I had no confidence. So I said, here, what? Stay with your damn insecure people. I'm done. I was not no man. There was absolutely, this was just them telling me certain things and it took place. And I just, like, I had no practice with things for him. They used that against him to say I had an abortion.
Oh wow. I didn't know about that. I never heard that one.
Okay, I'll tell you. That means he just, so he had a song. He had a song that says, "Yeah, yeah, say the girl them man, yeah, yeah." It says,
Yeah.
"Who
Yeah.
they belong?" I'll give you the lyrics to the first verse. "Who they belong up to the new one, please. Just drink some Guinness and smoke some weed. Three legs may have one stop like a knee. Lie down on the bed, girl, sit here to breathe. Three picking here when they get to the knees. Carlene no one know that's why she leave." And I got my lawyer. He took my name out of it. So he said, "If girl no one know that's why she leave. Can't take the girl them will kill man see." That's what he can't for me. Yes. A
Wow.
lot of people don't remember. There's a
Yeah.
big
I didn't remember the song, but I know the song. I do know the song. And I remember the video
girl
about
them
it.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was what that song was directing to me. And then there was an altitude in the people. Hold on. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Wow.
I
That must
said nothing. Everybody was like,
but
put
then
it and answer. And I'm like,
you are exceptional because that was a lot of stress because that kind of
what?
because I remember being on the outside looking at the two of you and saying, I am happy I'm not you two people. Because I remember this whole big thing about him putting in braids, and I was like, I don't understand
It
why.
had nothing to do with me. And I got blamed that I was dressing him. And come on, I didn't do his hair. He was always locking his ear to be a Rasta. So when he braided his hair, I wasn't. We were apart. I started like the rest of Jamaica, but nothing was wrong with it.
Right.
Bounty Killer's
Agreed.
fans are who went at him for that. So they wanted, remember, they were calling him all kind of names through Patrick, and Bounty Killer fans were going at him because Beenie Man is a trendsetter in his fashion. Of course, I helped to create that. He got 5 years straight best dressed DJ, 5 years straight best dressed artist when we were together. So it didn't matter. It was just not a handful, but the people of Bounty's followers that hated anything he did. Because remember, they were rivals.
Yeah,
They
I
were,
remember that. Yeah.
they were
And it was bad. They were really rivals. People don't
Oh
understand.
my gosh, they were this close to probably the only thing it never did was physical. It didn't get physical. Don't care how bad it got. They all opened each other's face, but it never got there because they knew it was still musical. And I genuinely thought they both like each other quietly because they knew
Yeah, but
they
this is the thing. But that's the thing. The dancehall culture, the drama, the acting. I mean, people don't understand that it's a little different now because people take clashing to a whole different place. We can get into that.
not the same. It wasn't. It was lyrical then. It
Yeah,
wasn't telling you about under your mother and all those things. No,
right.
it was lyrically inclined to your songs. So
So
there was that part, and when he kept coming back at me, trying to get back at me, I'm spiteful. So I said, okay, I'm gonna make you eat those words. This was public. It was he was done everything and disrespected me, which I knew it wasn't from his doing, it was from his surrounding doing. Because two of the persons who did our article, one of the men called me and said, please talk to me. This man is your wreck. I said, after he wrote, the man said, listen, the only thing I had to say to him was just nod your head, because I have to say you said yes. He said, Beenie Man said, it's the people around him was talking the stuff, and he just said yes. And I said, then somebody else called me and said, I'm begging for him. And I'm like, no. And I sat there, and my sister Vicky also begged for him, and his mother, God rest her soul, that really loved him on another level. And she called me and said, do it for me. And I'm like, don't do this to me. And I said, all right, you know what? I had nothing to lose. The man was going to after Beenie Man was a full gun and hard way out of Beenie Man league.
yeah.
And so I was provoking the situation because I knew he cared, but we weren't dating. And I knew Beenie Man didn't like him because he liked his food. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna you do the public.
Carlene, hold on. I'm not hearing you clearly. Hold a second. I don't know what's going on. 1 second. Can you move a little closer to the mic? Yeah. I wasn't hearing clearly. Yeah, repeat what you said a while ago. Because I
Right.
think.
He didn't like the man.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing it perfectly. Yeah.
And I knew it, so I said, you know what? Yeah, you're going public with about me. I'm just gonna burn you the right way. I
Right.
didn't think he was upset. He was with whoever, however, and it really was missing something where I couldn't live past this man. It's not, it had nothing to do with me, but oh God, Beenie Man love him. He sing about you. He come on the stage, he sits, and I'm like, oh God, I know the monster, not Beenie Man. I didn't say anything bad about Beenie Man, but I'm the monster.
Were you in love with him when you guys were together? Were you in love with him?
You know what? You don't understand love when you're doing. I don't know. You're gonna say you're in love. I don't think you just walk out of the relationship and you're in love.
I get
Um,
it.
I think I had this bond with him that I felt like I should be his friend because he bared a lot. He had a lot of burden from his internal life, his family, his job, his everything. And he conceptualized everything in a different way and poured it out in his music. So he tend back then, he's not the same person now.
Yes.
Um, he had a lot. He's bringing all his siblings. He's supporting his mom, his friends, people out of this garrison, people out of that garrison. So then you have the whole shocking vibes that he's carrying. So there was a lot. And I felt that
Yeah.
pain and pity for him. I felt that sorry. So I was the only person that wanted nothing happen. The only person. I was his saving grace where he would want to for just to be out of
Yeah.
this world. We
Yeah.
would go and
I remember I saw you at oh, hold on a minute. Hi Heather, how you doing? Heather says to tell you hi. She says Peter, beautiful Peter Lloyd World and the Dancehall Queen. Yourself, Heather Richardson, thank you for being here. Nadira X, Crystal. Crystal says, so proud of you. Love you, mommy. Oh God, you're gonna get
love you to my world.
very soon. Um I remember an incident where I saw you at, I can't remember what this place is. I think it was called not Indies. It's not Indies. It's right on. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember the name of this club. Mega Mart. It's right beside where Mega Mart used to be. There's a
Peppers.
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 Right. I saw you at Peppers, and we were. You were there with Moses, and you and I. We never saw each other and not hug up and chat a little bit and stuff. And
Right.
he was upset with me.
Mhm.
Seriously. I was like, what? Yeah, I mean, I was, I didn't understand because I was like, yo, I mean,
It wasn't just you.
that was
So
crazy.
this was where I also had a problem. So we would go anywhere and he would want me there and I would give the girls them to go and hug him and kiss him. A man couldn't take a picture with me.
Oh, yeah, that's
And he would tell them, listen, don't touch my woman, don't do this. And I was like, all right, there is gonna be a line drawn here.
yeah.
And I said, what is wrong with you? And he's like, I can't help it. Look how you look. And I'm like, but you know this. But other than that, it was like, okay, yeah, I'm proud, but
Mhm.
and of course he didn't want me to wear certain clothes. I could do it if he's not there. So I try to make sure I wore the right things when he was there. And
Right,
then
I got it. Yeah.
I'll try to make him not come to any of my performance because it's gonna be a hell with somebody there.
Mhm.
And it look good as he's an artist. So I would like,
Right.
you're not coming.
Wow. But wait, but again, I'm going to say this. We were all very young people.
We
And,
will.
we've all evolved. Now, one of the great things that happened outside of yourself and Beanie, by the way, I should tell you that I still have people when I announced that I was going to talk to you. There are still people who believe that in some universe, you and Moses are going to end up together. Still, there's still people. I'm telling you this. There are still people who believe this that you guys are going to end up together. I just
They, they tell me this and compare me to every woman he has ever dated.
Mhm.
That you're the one for him, you're the one for him, you're the only one that does this or make him the. We're past that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know about him, but I have passed that.
Well, I can go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not proud of being a man.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Sorry. No, I'm not. He has done a lot of his musical life. I am always. I love his musical life. I don't think he's where he should be in terms of,
Yeah, I
success.
agree. I agree. He's an
But,
amazing artist. Truly,
but
truly an icon. Amazing artist. One of my favorite artists. And
he was my favorite artist of all
mhm,
time.
yeah.
Locally, he was my favorite artist. He's a true entertainer. I'll never take that from him. He makes his personal life way too personal publicly.
Mhm.
And so I would not want to be a part of this now.
Greetings, Rochelle. Greetings, greetings. Thank you for
I
coming.
have always been a private person in my private life.
And that's the thing. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk, bring in a subject that I know most parents were very defensive about. Yourself and Moses created an amazing human being.
That's for sure.
Inside, beautiful, outside, lovely person. Um, and I think when we become parents, it changes us. It informs us. What was that first moment when you held your little baby still in your hands? What was that
It
like?
was it was bittersweet because she was premature, severely premature. So it was bittersweet. It was like, let's wait to see if she will make it.
Yeah.
So it was bittersweet. I am not going to pretend it was nothing. The doctor keeps telling you, don't put your eggs as if all is going to be well. So it was bittersweet. It was like, okay, you know what? Try and take this out of my head just in case she didn't make it. I'm not too devastated. As I
Right.
said, I had miscarriages with twin, and it wasn't 2 days old, it was 6 months old.
Oh
So
no.
it was like, okay, let's see what happens here. And the moment they said, listen, if she make it to 3 weeks, I told myself that if she, I don't know why, I'm no doctor, I don't even know nothing about this, but I said if she lives to 3 weeks, she's gonna live. So then, I started to gear up for it and gear up for it, and each moment I would fall in love with her by the second. Um, it's something you can't explain. It's like no other love that you've ever had or felt in your life. It's even if she's not with me, wake up knowing that she's somewhere is delightful to me. So it was. I knew I was no longer dancehall queen public, wearing the sexy outfit. Nothing was wrong with my body back then. Nothing. I was even the skinniest I've ever been because I was stressed out.
Right.
I just knew it was time for a different response.
So that was what I was going to ask you. How did she change your life? How did she change
Oh,
this
the best way possible.
icon?
In
Ah.
the best way possible. Because I've always been a lucky person where I took nothing serious.
Mm.
Because I know I've always told myself this. People say you have one life to live. No, you don't. You have every day to live and one time
Yes,
to
I
die.
agree. I agree.
So I kept that feeling inside of me, just carefree. I jump out a parachute, I do bungee jumping, I do the craziest, wildest, as they say, white people stuff.
Yes,
On
yes, yes.
that day, I did it. Oh no, I have to be there. I am going to let her know somebody will love her endlessly. I don't care if she gets 10 husbands. They're never, not even our own child, and she do have it, gonna ever love her the way I do. She knows this. I've proven this to her over and over and over, and it just makes me want to live in a different way. So immediately I started to think of other things that she would be proud of. Not to say she's not proud of what she don't know, but
Oh,
I thought,
she says so proud of you. She loves her mom. There's no doubt. We
and
know
I've,
this.
I've explained to her, I said, Crystal, those things I did, I was single. You weren't in my life. So I owe you no explanation. Marky, she don't want explanation. She wish she was in that era. Because yeah, she wish she was there. Sometime when I dance, she just lit up, so it's like she missed out, but in a good way. She said she loved the fact she can go back to it, and she definitely loved what I am even more today. So I did know I was going to transition into more motherhood behavior. So I did my talk show, I did radio, I did a lot of things that was not no longer wearing the sexy, suggestive outfits going on stage, and yeah,
So you're a single mom, am I correct?
totally correct.
All right. And I mean,
No, at this point I will big up my other half, Ryan. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not a single mother to certain
yeah,
parts, but I'm single mother when it's not the child's dad.
I understand.
Yeah.
What were the because I mean you are talking about this iconic woman who revolutionized the world in many respects. Because I mean we could literally talk for the next 10 hours. People have no idea. We haven't touched Cuba. We haven't touched
Mm.
butterfly. We haven't touched. But I'm just going to try and get as many things in as I can. As being a single mom, speak to us about that experience because there are a lot of single women, unfortunately, single mothers, and I want your level to speak to these amazing women about how you survive this process and you're still here and stronger than ever.
I don't think you ever survive it. You just have to deal with it. It's nothing you can survive. because especially when a child can see her father in this case. It's not like a man that she can see him on the news, in the paper, in the music video. She can see him. So it's no closing off. They were once extremely close, and things happen. I don't know. I know I'm not a bad person, and I would never. When he was in other relationship, if you look back, you'd always see her. She's the only one there because I didn't care. I was done. I was done. So I would have, he didn't have to book her. He would call me and say, "I'm coming for Crystal now. Get her ready," and she was ready. So it was that kind of situation
Right.
where you more have to think about your child. For a good, I would say, Crystal, he was there.
Not hearing you again. I don't know why. Come closer again. I don't know what's happening.
There's a buzzing. There's a buzz. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing it clearly now. I think you
So
have to just stay a little closer. I'm sorry.
there's another buzzing. So she would be our focus. As I said, I was his best friend. When we parted and we recognized that we were no longer together, we were best friends. He would always he had a shoulder to lean on. When the whole bogus thing, I was first to his rescue. When he got in that very big accident, he told them to come, and I didn't think twice. I was there. So we were always each other's really good friends. And so for this, Crystal never got left until about she's 7. Where everything changed. Because I think the women who came in his life are, have a slight jealousy with this union. I
Yeah.
don't think it's Crystal that their jealousy is. I think it's me because story has been told to me over and over that he speaks highly about me with his partners and they don't like it. But that had nothing to do with me. But my child got because he's the kind that probably would want to make his life more comfortable. So he would kind of take back from Crystal
Yeah.
and he's the one who's hurt by this. So I've always tried to find fathers like yours to date, men that is respectable, um, loving of children, and especially if she's not theirs, how would they be with him? So I think I did a very good job in that part of it.
Yeah.
While if me and them even had anything, my daughter was prioritized.
Now, when we say you revolutionized dance, I don't think people really understand. It's a very difficult thing to express and explain to people. I was recently speaking to a few dancehall queens from across the world, literally across the world. France, Germany, Belgium, listen, me not know where, Brazil, all kind of place. And the one consistent with all of these women is when I said, okay, there's this girl called dancehall queen Tamika from Germany, beautiful person, and there's Ada, who's here now in Jamaica. And when I say what inspired, I have to say anything, inspire Carlene, Carlene the dancehall queen, Carlene the dancehall queen. Um, you took, you created an entire, how would I put this now? Almost like a factory. We are churning out. We have Latoya, we have dancers all over the world teaching dancehall. And literally a direct result of yourself and Boba. Literally. And no one else can be accredited for it. Um,
Correct.
what do you think of the impact you had on the culture from that perspective? One. And two, how do you see dancehall queens and dancehall today?
All right, the impact was I went around the world. I invented a dance move, the butterfly, and I kept doing it and spreading it, and with the help of artists and DJs singing about it. And um, one of the factors was when I went to Cuba the first time. I went
Yeah.
to do. They were having a butterfly dance competition, and I was to be there. Yeah,
Wow.
over 40,000 people turned up in the store to see me. And the
Yeah.
title in the paper, then when it hit Jamaica, is Carlene Road in Cuba.
Mhm.
Of course. because people saw the trees broke down, the stage broke down. When I stood up, they just everyone introduced me, and I stood up. The whole crowd just
Just
came in.
search forward.
They had to take me. The bodyguards, took me up in the air, and I'm telling you, this was my first mega response like this. And
Right.
if I wasn't the kind of person I am, that could have gone to my head. That was insane.
We saw this on Entertainment Report with
No,
Anthony. I
no,
remember we
yes,
all were shocked. We were
yes,
shocked. We were like, holy, because it was. I don't, this is the thing, because social media didn't exist then. It's
no.
really difficult for people to understand what you did for the industry.
And then I was dubbed in
Mhm.
the field of Michael Manley.
Wow.
The people were saying, remember, Michael Manley is a different
Yeah.
kettle of fish to them down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said no other Jamaican, none, no artist, no mega name reggae artist or two had gotten this response. And to honor me, they took me to the famous Tropicana, which was
Yes.
only designed for Cubans. No non-native has ever been on that stage but me. After probably, I don't know, yes. And when that
Right.
wasn't Fidel Castro
Wow.
sentence, so I was led into Havana. We were staying in some down why
Not hearing you again. Not hearing you again.
something something going on that keeps doing that sound. It comes
No, no,
back,
what's happening? Let me check on my end
probably
because.
a phone or something.
All right, hold on. Let me take it down and bring it back up. Just hold on. Everyone, we're speaking to the one and only Carlene the Dancehall Queen, aka Carlene Smith, living icon legend. And let me say it again. Let me say it again to those in authority. When they give out the awards, this young lady is one of the persons who deserves an award. I mean, we're gonna start a personal campaign. There is no doubt of the impact she had on the industry, dancehall, reggae globally. Okay, if you want to follow her, she is on Instagram, she is on Facebook, she's on Twitter. Are you on Twitter? You on Twitter? No,
No.
Instagram and Facebook. Just type in Carlene the Dancehall Queen, and she will pop up. She's going to be the first person that pops up. We are talking about her life, her journey, being an amazing mom, and people trust me, she's an amazing mom, no doubt about it. So Fidel Castro says he wants to speak to you. What happens then?
So I didn't know this. So Bonnie Francis, God rest his soul, says we're going. Nobody told it was supposed to be. So when we got to somewhere, they blindfolded me. I don't know. Bonnie said he was blindfolded. I don't know, but I
Mhm.
trusted him so much. We were driving and I'm blindfolded. So we got to somewhere and I'm me, I'm the coolest thing and I'm excited. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what this. He said it was a surprise. So I'm
Mhm.
going and I'm going and I'm going and when they took the blindfold off me, I'm in this huge room with like 100 tables.
Wow.
And I look up and I see Fidel Castro. Of course, I'm more like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. There was no pictures allowed, nothing was allowed.
Mhm.
And I'm like, in my head, he speaks Spanish, and I hear he said, welcome.
Mhm.
I said, thank you. And he spoke fluent English. And the only thing I could say, could I hug you? And he says, could I hug you? And I said, yes.
Yes,
And I
man.
hugged him, and he gave me a lot of little souvenir, and we had a good chat, and he loved my country, and he was like, you know, he got to see my video. So they did a video on spot with me. So I wish I could get that. I perform in this place, just me alone, and they
Mhm.
did whatever to show on their regular TV, and apparently he got it, and we had a ball. And blind,
So listen, what you're saying,
the
world
blindfold
leader,
and take
and
us
you had to
home.
leave again.
Yeah,
So you had world leaders beating at your door.
I met a word.
You took over Cuba, and I mean, all before the age of 25. You weren't 25 years of age as yet. All right.
When I first went there, I was like 22. And then they sent back for me. Then they sent back for me. Then they sent back for me. And I was like, okay, now I'm Cuban. Sure, I'm Cuban.
But how do you see women in the game today? How do you see
You
dancehall?
know,
Global now.
as I use this just to sum it up easy. There is nobody. Nobody will ever pass it. They're great
Mhm.
in their own way, might be even greater, but because he started it, they will never go in front of them. And that's where I'll put me. I
Yeah.
started it, and so I'll be great. There may be a very much greater dancehall queen, but if you shadow me, you're still going to be second. No, it's a different era, a different time. Social media makes everything
Right.
available. So
Mhm.
I don't think they need to put in any work. And so it's flooded. So a lot of
So you
them
think?
want,
So you think? Hold on. So you think there are a lot of women who are in the game, but you think is it that you think the quality has depreciated a little bit because
no,
funnel?
it's not the quality, it's because it is so accurate. You
Oh,
it's
overexposure.
overexposure in the wrong way. So it's one thing for you to be free advertising. Why should I pay you? So a lot of them will say there is no money. There is, but they're not going to get it because of how they started. So I can't see you dancing for free and then you want me to pay you. It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Business person.
Wow. Wow.
So it goes from there. And then they're saying if they don't do this, they won't get that. But it's not true. It's not true. If you send out one thing and leave it there, people would want to see more. But they send out everything. Everything. So what else are you going to do next?
Mhm.
Our artists don't just go and sing and perform for people every day. No, you wouldn't hire them. I go back to tell them people who live in America has never seen Beyonce on the street or J Lo. They better be going to an event that they're facing.
And if they see them on the street, they can't recognize them because they're made up.
Exactly, because they won't be performing, they won't be doing what they should be doing on stage. Daily life and stage performance is two different things. A lot of the dancers queen has not grasped that. They don't understand marketing. Money is not free. You can't do things you want money. You have to make it.
Here's here's the thing. I had a conversation on this platform a few weeks ago. A young artist just getting into the game, and he's beginning to do okay. You know, he had a song that was trending on YouTube recently, and I said to him, I said, you know, I'm a little confused because when I was putting out music consistently and stuff, yeah, you would put out a decent amount of tracks, but once a track got traction, you would push it. But what you all do is you have a song that gets traction and you put out 15 more songs. And
So it
he
kills
said,
the
well,
art.
because that's what I was thinking. I was saying you're killing the song. He said no, because people consume their music different. And I'm like, no, I don't think they consume their music any different.
First of all, people don't listen to music they don't know.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
listen to music they know, even if they will listen to their artist.
Yeah.
So you put out a song, I'm going to listen to Peter Lloyd and then hear the song. So if that song keeps playing, I'm going to get to learn this Peter Lloyd. Now, when you come with the next one and the next one, and I can't grasp any of Peter Lloyd's song, I'm confused.
So
And
it is the
it's
same problem you see with the dancers as in the
in a
street.
sense where, it's different because with music, that can be played anywhere. Dancing is not done anywhere. So you have to, and as a dancer, it's a one body. It's the same. You don't care how much dance move you're going to create. It's still going to come off as one dance when you do it. Unlike a
Right.
song, you can do 10 different kind of songs. But this is
Right.
the same center of the dancing, the same girl, the same kind of moves. So you have to keep me wanting more. And if I can see you everywhere where it's not done in different styles, because it's not like when I'm on court and advertising furniture, then I'm at restaurant and doing then I'm at so and so. No, my dancing was different. And that's why I said to you, I didn't do all the videos. And although I was making way for other women, I was also trying to preserve me. So when I say I want 10,000 US dollars, you don't say for what?
Mm.
So yes.
Yeah.
So and I credit Shakabima Employed people for having me with them too. And that helped.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, okay. We have one comment in the stream, and I try to give everyone in the stream an opportunity to speak. He's not really being rude, but he's basically implying that you are from a different time. I'm paraphrasing what he said. His name is Mark Washington. And he's saying you're from a different time.
I am.
Yeah. But Mark, I kind of understand what she's saying though, because the truth is, in the space now, to me as an artist looking at the space, I see a lot more artists, which is a wonderful thing. I think that's a great thing because there are more people in the space. But I don't think we should be giving away our talents for free continuously.
Mark,
I'm just saying.
I understand what you're saying, but when a girl comes up to me and saying, "Oh, I can't get no money, I can't make no money," I look at her page. I'm like, I wouldn't be paying you. I can see it for free. We're not getting any work because you are exposed. And now you're overexposed. So what else am I going to do? So you want to put a girl on stage that's going to draw a crowd. You want to put an artist on stage that's going to draw a crowd. A promoter keeping an event just to make money. No, it's a different thing. If he's looking to sleep with her, then that's a different thing. But as I'm saying, there's a lot more dancehall queens all over the world. And so the space is flooded where there's more women than work. So you have to be the executive exclusive one to want to get somebody's attention. They can't come creative now. They're not using the term dancehall queen and come creative because you're following something. So somebody else now would have to create something different and come that unique for them to turn to it.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of Caucasian dancers in the space, and they seem to be doing well. How do you explain that?
Remember again, Jamaica is Jamaica.
Right.
You can't compare anybody from Asia or anywhere else that has a magnitude of people who split it up. We're still just 2.7 million people. And at least 1.7 million don't have a clue what's going on. In different spaces. And then you have the next set. They don't care what's going on. It's not for them. I mean, we're a big Christian country. Right? So you have to know your market. You have to know your market. I remember the first time I went to Japan's class. When I got there, I didn't know I wasn't down in the crowd because they were all just like me. All these little Japanese had on blonde wigs and some little skimpy clothes because they already knew who I was. And I was dubbed I was a headliner for my own show. Now, many dancehall queens have gotten that opportunity. Not many. They do get work in their own little space and certain little things. First of all, certain shows no longer exist. So there's no difference with Jamaicans. That one flash what the last time it kept that I know of, it was they didn't bother bring Jamaicans. They had all Japans. So everything is a little different. So you have to understand now you have to be very much more unique in your presentation. And you have the people who say, "Oh, it's because you're brown." In foreign brown don't count. All right? That's a Jamaican thing.
That's true. That's true. That don't mean nothing. That's true. That's
remember, I'm going to Holland that 2 black people might be in that audience. I get to China, there might be 2 black people in the audience. You think this is a brown girl? You go to America, you know this. When you go to some places, there's Utah.
Yeah.
I don't see no black women. Some weird places, Colorado, where. So when they say those things, it's like, okay, that might be what happened here. but it stops right here.
Mhm.
I worked hard for what I did. I thought of it, I planned it, I executed, and it gets to where it needs to go. And
I
I
mean, I wanna. I mean, I wish Mark Washington would say something else. The truth is, as I said, people don't realize that without a Carlene and without a Bogle, there would be no dancers.
it wouldn't be.
Literally, I can say that
I'm telling you,
unequivocally.
we'd have,
Without
we'd
these
have
two
been doing
people,
what we were doing before.
there would be no nothing.
Dancing,
Here's a
people
question I need to ask.
because we've always been a party country. Dance
Yes,
was keeping long before I was born.
yes,
So
true.
it's not like it wasn't there. There was Scat Steady. These things, music sound system was there before me. But that this wasn't there. This was not singled out and was done and was pushing on and pushing on. So I did create it. I did
Oh yeah,
reach
without a doubt. I mean, like I said, Latonya, I know, and another amazing talent, tours the world, and I've several of the dancehall queens that I've spoken to overseas have said to me, Latonya was their first direct contact. They knew of you, but she taught them the moves, or the person who taught them the moves, it was Latonya that taught them.
right.
And I know that there's a lot of amazing young dancers out there because I'm
A
seeing.
lot. A lot.
What's his name again? Oh my gosh.
Boise.
Who?
Boise?
No, not Boise. DJ DJ and dancer.
Shelly Belly.
Not Shelly. Not Shelly. Big up Shelly.
Ding dong. Ding
Ding
dong.
dong. Ding dong. People don't know Mark. Big up yourself, Mark. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Big up Mark. Big up. Mark, let me know why you made that statement. I mean, I don't have a problem with it and Carlene cool. Let me know why you said that. Ding
But
dong.
in sense, though, he was correct. It's a total different time.
It is, but
And
this is what I believe though. I have to say this, Carlene. I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean,
no, go ahead.
interviewers shouldn't do this. But
No, yes, you should.
listen, Carlene, if you plant mango, a mango you gonna get.
Exactly.
So the truth is, all this has still come from the mango tree, the one mango tree.
Yes.
I think one of the things is when we are younger, we tend to not understand what history means in terms of its impact and what it's doing. Why isn't it that we have, because I see we have Dance Jamaica, we have several other groups who are out there tutoring dances, and I'm big up these people because I said I love to see the dancers, love to see the women out there dancing in the space. Big up brother them out there. Ding dong. I was the first person, by the way, to take Ding dong across the island
There you go.
on an island-wide tour. Anyone see him asking? Peter Lloyd, the first person came across the world in the Jamaican sphere. Till now, I'm seeing him doing this. Why haven't we seen a Carlene School of Dance?
One of the reasons I was not interested in doing that,
Mhm.
basically, I had so many things happening. And by the time I could put down that shoes to go to the next shoes, I had a child. By the time I got to this, I had a coffee company. I had a lot going on.
Mhm.
And as I said, I wanted who to get there. I had space and things to do, and I did private lessons, both abroad and here.
Right.
But I just didn't have the time. My daughter consumed me. And as I said, I know she was only gonna I only started certain things in dancehall when she became and did need my nurturing to a certain level. And it
Mhm.
was no time to take, when I know she could handle herself. I knew there was other things going on with other people and I wanted them to shine. If
Yeah.
I came, they would not have got the space they got because of who I was or
That's
who I
remarkable.
am.
That's a
So
remarkable thing. By
yes,
the way, let me just interject. Let the people them see the pudding. But may I get my pudding? People the pudding vegan. The whole time I see my friend have our pudding, and me I say I want to support my friend, but me vegan. Sweet potato pudding, all natural. And the rest, now get my pudding next week. Big up. You can't wait to eat my vegan pudding from my friend Carlene. You gotta go get it. All right, gotta go get this pudding, people. Me, I tell them, go get the pudding.
and my slow wine.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That I didn't know.
And it's the first red, green, and gold drink. So I have June plum, which is the green one,
Yes.
cherry, which is red, and pineapple, which is yellow. And this is our color, red, green, and gold. And a lot of people who have had it think it's awesome. It does make the thing tingle. I've told the women, you should ask Latanya. The first time she had it, she was like, no, no, no. Now stop drinking. And she hasn't.
No problem. I'm gonna be pushing this out because I have to tell you, say, you know, so when I eat my pudding, man, I put it up and I get all of my social media. I want people love. And here now, I don't know if she know this, you know, but I love sweet potato pudding. Bad. So yes. Okay. Mark says, oh, Nadira said, boom, regarding the. So are those alcoholic beverages?
Yes, they are.
Okay,
They
so
are.
people may not drink liquor.
No, you could still probably
But I can still support you. No, man, I'm going to support you and buy and send to some of my friends them. Because I have some friends serious about them alcohol consumption. So I'm going to link up. But this is beautiful because we were going to get into your entrepreneurship. But let me just go. Mark Washington said he made irrelevant in the sense where dancehall is concerned, but great human in terms of family life. No disrespect. You know, so I understand what he was saying.
I
Pardon?
didn't hear you.
He said irrelevant in the sense of where dancehall is concerned, but great human in terms of family life, no disrespect meant. So he's saying he was he's not being disrespectful in any way.
I
He's just
didn't think he was. Mark, I didn't think he was because I'm not against him at all. And I do understand what he's saying. It is, even without me going, as I tell people, time and place for everything. I did one thing and I evolved into another and into another, still spreading my culture, dancehall, you know, still going with dancehall, my culture. I would love to tomorrow being on a platform praying or preaching or, you know, if God is ready for me, I'm ready for him. I know I'm going to still be a sexy, you know, person who's preaching. So I might have a different follower. But I do understand, Mark. It is time and place. It's totally different. From it hit the new millennium, everything just started to go in a different format. This is why I never disrespect any dancehall queen or dancehall represented on the girl side. I only can guide them to say, if you do it this way, you might get a better result. That don't
well,
mean
I'm seeing something that I think you started again. Another thing that you yourself and your sister and the crew started. I see that Spice has dancers that go with her wherever she goes, and I'm seeing more and more artists employing these people dancers full time, which is an amazing thing. I remember one of the first times I saw a male dancer with female dancers. It was Beenie Man, and you were dancing with him, with your group. Um, uh, People don't understand because we take a lot of these things for granted now, but those things were revolutionary when you first.
and I did it way before being a man with Shakadima sometimes.
Actually, yes, that's true. That's true. That's
So
actually
let me
right.
tell you, my first tour of the US with Shakadima sometimes was free. Do you
Free.
understand? Free.
You're smart. I know why you did that.
I paid the other two girls,
Mhm,
but they probably was wondering. I knew what I wanted,
mhm.
and as I said, not everybody would be able to do that because it's different clothing, different stuff. The Marlon Mango Island did offer with hotel and with food, but we were paid. And I'm telling you, I was in snow, half naked. There was Cookie and Lana didn't have any reason because I was paying them. They didn't
Yeah.
know when we got home that it was a free show.
Mhm. Wow.
I knew what I wanted, Peach, and I knew I had to make people understand. And we did
So
so well. They took us back. And as again, the first dancehall dancers to perform on the stage of the legendary Apollo. So there's things you get out of stuff that you can't pay for.
wow. Wow.
Shakadima and Plies were the first dancehall duo to go on the stage of the Apollo. Not Shaggy, not Beenie Man, not Sean Paul. Shakadima and Pliers.
I actually knew that. I actually knew that.
And,
And
and we were there.
the
And we
significance
saw their
of
fight.
But one of the things that's coming out in this conversation is that you were fairly clear-minded at a very young age as to you were, in other words, you were savvy, you were business savvy,
I
and you
was.
were very, because when you said to me, because you're right, in the 90s, as you and I became good friends, you never everywhere. You weren't. A lot of
I
the
was
other
paid
dancers
to
were
be a
everywhere,
dancer.
but not you.
No, I was paid to be in dancehall.
Mhm.
So I come over and say, I just wanted because I had that name. And people like, there's people to today who will tell you, I've never seen her in person and I live in Jamaica.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
selected where I went so I can be paid to be when I was. So when you had the likes of Paul having me on stage and you know him like hey and he paid me.
Yes. That is true. I gotta concede. It is well, let me say it is alleged that it is alleged that's true. Let me correct
It's
myself.
not alleged, it's fact for me.
I'm just gonna say it's alleged.
And then when we had all those people saying, we want her,
Yeah.
mama, because I stood up. You're not poor. You're not doing this for the first time, so you can afford it.
But
No.
this is a very important thing because I had this conversation with Nadira X, one of our great talents. Today actually we're talking about the fact that in the arts you're an artist, and in the arts we tend to give away our talent in a non-calculating way. You know what I'm saying? The first time I performed on a major stage overseas, personally, it was also free.
Yeah.
It was
Sometimes you have to. But
Madison Square Gardens. First time I was
yeah,
on Madison Square Garden stage and I wrecked it.
yeah,
And but what I'm saying is there's a tendency not for people who are not artists like ourselves to understand that this is work. It's work. We have to pay, we have to eat, we have family have to live.
it is work. And but you see, after you get established, they no longer come to you with that.
Mhm.
Because when after it was so well received and I stick them up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
stick up my mango. I said, okay, everybody's asking for so and so and so. You're gonna pay for so and so.
Mhm.
And
Agree.
so you have to sometimes pave the way so when you're going on it, people give you the respect that you deserve. And one of the other things which I've said to females, not only dancers, even artists, you can't sleep your way in this industry. You can't. You're only going to last this much.
Listen to me, Carlene Smith, come out of my head. Come out of my head. Because that's where I was going with the next question. You're a beautiful woman. You're still a beautiful woman. Um, I heard many rumors about you, but me know you personally, so me know say those were just rumors. Me know for a fact that me know that those were rumors simply because you're a beautiful woman and people couldn't access you.
And when they can't get you or know you, they
They
do.
say stuff.
I
Please
remember for a long time
repeat what before you say anything else. Repeat what you just said.
when they don't know you and can't get access to you, they will make rumors on you.
Yeah.
I remember my first being a lesbian was called to me from a man, a prominent rich man that got all the hot girls in the early 90s, all of my crew. And he tried to buy me out and it wasn't happening. And he told, there was another man who was going for me and he says, listen, she not sleep with this, she like girl. And the man came back and said, boy, I'm not gonna try because it's hopeless because you're into girls. And I was like, huh? What? What? Yeah.
Boy.
And the story, I don't correct things because guess what? Who knows me knows me. And I said, well, if that's what he says, that's what he says. And I was gone.
Why do you tell the youngsters coming up, women, not to sleep their way through the process?
First of all, you're not going to be taken serious. Secondly, your talent won't come forward. And thirdly, these stories goes around. And even when you hear people make rumors within themselves, they know it's not true. So I'm on said, no man, book her, see if you can get her. I've had men book me for sure. Because this is they're in their head, this is how I'm gonna get her. And when I
Yeah.
go, I said, no, you do X, Y. You can't pick me up. I order a limousine and the limousine has to take me. I've gotten shows that I didn't get because when I got to certain way, they said, oh, to come and meet them at so and so at the time. I said, one, there's no bank open at that time. Especially, there was no damn ATM.
No, there wasn't. No.
And I'm like, oh, and if anything, you can spend the night. I won't turn up. So there are shows that I could have gotten, Peter, that I never got because I was not going to sleep with you for it. And they came clear. And remember, I'm a sex symbol. I'm suggestively dressed. So in their heads, this is the way too. And the respect, you can talk to any new person that's been in this industry, and they will tell you, she not faced it, but she's, as I'll tell them, I'm popular, not common. It's two different things.
Yeah, I like that. Popular, but not common.
Yeah. And when I try to talk to the girls, I say, if that job is for you, from your talent, you'll get it. If it's not, because he's going to sleep with you and you probably still don't get that job the way you should, because now he has no respect for you because you didn't get that job because of who or what you can do, but because of what you can do for him. And therefore, you just walk it down yourself. There's not one person in this industry, not one, and I can tell you this proudly, that could say the reflected me, Carlene Dancehall Queen Smith, because of the show. And all of them called me back. Marky, some of them diplomatically try, but my behavior, let them know. You can't frighten me with money. I'm accustomed to it. I'm used to it. You can't frighten me with fame. You can't frighten me with stars. And so they just learn. Well, you have men today who say, boy, I miss you, that take you, that you make me a love for 30 years. I've had them come and still say it and say, you know, even just give me one night. Now that you're older, give me one night.
No, I'm going to get back into that because I actually have my friends who are WhatsApping me now and saying, give me a phone number. I said, no, that's bad.
They say what?
My friends WhatsApping me right now and I said, give me a phone number, Peter. Don't give me a phone number. I said, no, you're not getting tired now. You're not getting tired now. Listen, the dancehall.
We're having it, so they tell them no.
The dancehall space right now is, some people say, overly sexualized. Are women, and the truth is, I kind of get it because I think it's liberation, and I kind of think you kind of started this revolution. Women are talking about oral sex openly, singing and DJing about it. Women are talking about their sexual powers the way men would normally do. And we have a generation of female artists who have augmented themselves. What I'm trying to say when I say augment, they've added to, and I personally have no problem with this. How do you think do you think in any way you led to this sexualization? One, two, how do you see this hypersexuality in the dancehall space? How do you see it impacting dancehalls? Answer the first one first. Did you help to create this?
I'm not sure in terms of what they say, but of course, they present themselves. They don't even know. Some of them don't know where it's coming from. They just follow the trend that came through.
Right.
So I did let them know that you're parents. You're not a man, so the only thing we have over a man is to be sexy.
Right.
I'm not going to be sexy. It doesn't matter how great he looks and his six pack, he's still not going to be sexy. Like if a girl comes on in a very skimpy short, right? So I taught them to be different from the male dominated field that they're in. As you know, ladies are dominated that field for the longest while.
Right.
Everybody else was kind of scared.
Right.
So as it got popularized and he started to do the sexy stuff, it started to spawn over. And Lady Papa, big up to
Yeah, very true.
They were following me doing the sex because it worked. As far as saying some of the liberal stuff that they say, I don't agree with them. This is my opinion. Secondly, I've yet to hear a man sing about oral sex.
Yeah.
I've not heard a DJ or a reggae artist come to say, you think Gucci is the greatest thing or it is so good.
That's true. That's actually very true.
I don't know why they are rubbing on this as if it's one sided. If
Mhm.
they're going to give me oral sex, I must be giving you that oral sex. It cannot be one sided. And they're giving the power to the men by acting as if oral sex is so normal in speaking about it. It's normal in your bedroom. And I do believe whatever happens in your bedroom should stay there.
For your business, right? Yes.
I
Mhm.
don't care. If you want to go with dogs, just whatever, just leave children out of it. Um, so I don't think the women should be so glamorizing oral sex when it's only from their side.
But do you think because when I've spoken to a few female acts who have said to me, I'm doing this. Thank you, Myrna Taylor. Thank you. They've said to me, Peter, I am empowering myself. This is my empowerment. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I'm serious. A lot. Remember, I think a lot of this comes from a reinterpretation of Beyonce's, and Cardi B's, and and Nicki Minaj's sexuality in your face. And I
But
think,
it's done differently still. It's still done differently. Remember, dancehall is direct. We
yeah,
are direct. Those artists don't seem direct away from probably Cardi B is new to this. Cardi B is a new artist. Let's not forget that.
yeah,
Dancehall is direct, so they don't go around the bush to say, well, you could have a practice and do whatever. They go direct. I'm
mm,
just saying, I don't know how is that going to make you a better person when you're singing oral sex, but the men aren't singing oral sex on the females. So what? You're not good enough for them. Why are you thinking they're good enough for you? I'm saying there's so many other things you could talk about than oral sex.
yeah.
As men are not glamorizing oral sex. So I don't think you should give any man any more power than they already have over you. If they say oral sex, then yes.
No,
Now
I get it.
there's
I get it.
ways there's ways for you to man talk about their sexual being and 5 hours and stab you and kill you. Go back on that. You don't have to
Mm.
do oral sex. That's an American culture. It's not ours. Right?
So,
Sometimes keep your own identity. I'm not saying that you can't be sexual, but it don't have to be that sexual.
right, I get it. I get
Don't
it.
be
I get it.
suggestive without stating it.
Mhm.
I'm not knocking any female who wants to do that. It's just my way of saying you're big enough, him is not big enough, you.
Mhm.
And we keep doing that and then say, oh man, get more paid than you. You give him more credit than what you should get.
But
So you're gonna
do you think a part of it is a shock value though? Because what's happening in social media now and for artists, it's all about shock value. It's about doing something that grabs and
still not shocking any value on it though. They're
yeah.
still not from the Jamaica point of view, they're still not glorifying no oral sex. So get
Mhm.
with it. They can do it. They don't have to do it. Why you have to do it?
Yeah, I get
Some
it.
people with talent.
Mhm.
As I'm
Now,
saying, people they're not doing it. And me that's it. No man no girl no. So they're a little more liberal, of course, and love when the girls sing. As this man told me, 95% women have had oral sex and only 5% are saying it. Really? 5% is easy enough, 95%?
I'm sorry. That's actually a statistical fact. I mean, yeah, somebody must be.
No way 5% man can be 95% woman. Let's be real. Yes, we know it. We know it's
That's
probably
gotta
2
be
to
it.
1 or 3 to 1. But do the math. It's still not adding up. And
It would be like 100 or 200 to 1, 300 to 1, 400 to 1.
what I only for eating one would be doing. So I'm saying it's nobody's business. So if they
Yeah,
don't talk about it, it don't matter.
yeah.
It's not going to change what do. And it's
Well,
not glorifying no woman singing about no oral sex. It's limiting her ability to do more.
well, conversely though, there are female artists now who are rising who are almost non-sexual. Leader
Exactly.
IKEA.
A
There's
big
Leader IKEA, right?
a
Like
big
there's Coffee, right? They're almost neutral sexually. I mean, you're not sure what you're
they
looking.
don't even talk about sex.
Right,
They
right,
don't
right.
that's what I'm telling you, your talent don't need that.
Mhm, mhm.
Mark you, if you start one way, it's just hard for you to go to another way. So I'm
Yeah,
saying
you're
you
right.
can talk about sex. It don't have to be about no oral sex.
Mhm.
You don't need to mention it. But the man not mentioning it, so you don't need to mention it.
All right, 1 second. People, we have been talking for a while now with my very good friend, icon, cultural icon, the woman who changed dancehall literally forever. Beautiful human being, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, super intelligent, entrepreneur. Go get her sweet potato pudding. May I get week? She has ice green and gold wines that are out. She's truly an entrepreneur. We're speaking to the one and only Carlene Smith, mother, friend, intellect, entrepreneur, just an amazing human being. You are in the space of Jamaica, Jamaica Celebrity Talk, and we have been talking for a while, but we're not here. I'm a sister, I'm a hold a little reasoning. The purpose is for you to learn about her experience, her evolution, where she's at in her life and her career. Amazing mother to an amazing young lady by the name of Crystal, who she had with Moses Davis, aka Beenie Man. Beenie, big up yourself if wherever you're there. Okay, so in the space, let's talk about your entrepreneurship. It's obvious that even at 18, 19, you understood your value as a person. Where did this come from? Was that your dad, your mom? Where did this come from?
My family, my sisters, my mother. I wasn't brought up with my mom at all, but whenever I'd see her, she would let you know how beautiful you were, how special you were. My sisters would also be the same. I look up to them being beautiful and strong women. My father was something else. He was my stepdad. I grew with my stepdad, and he never made me feel any less to my two sisters. And he would always encourage me never to change. He thought I was the most awesome human being. He liked that I was direct. I would speak the truth and say this or don't say this, or and that I would do just what I wanted to do. It was challenging sometimes when you're a young child and have such a strong mind,
Yes.
for the family to understand. But because they knew what I was about, I was not interested in sex. It wasn't ever about sex. I was sexy, and I knew this because I I I had a great body, still do to myself in my own little bit. I remember people used to stop me to want to enter Miss Jamaica. A certain person from Sparta never spoke to me for 3 years when I
Yeah.
went to dancehall because he kept saying I'm going to be the next Miss Jamaica world. Before there was, yes,
I hope it's not the great Mickey, but good.
Mickey Martin James, the great Mickey Martin James.
I love Mickey, man. Good
He,
people.
he was watching me from 14 to groom me for Miss Jamaica. So I had a membership in Spartan Health Club for free.
Right.
And every year
Yeah.
he was waiting for me to turn 17 to enter
And
me.
then you turn dancehall queen.
And he never spoke to me for 3 years. He said,
Oh my goodness.
I would go into the gym and the gym freeze, it stopped. People used to touch my skin.
Mm.
I said, oh my.
Listen, I'm sorry, I have to interject because that was one of the things I remember. You know, your your skin tone was just that's why people said you were bathing in milk. I mean, I heard so many weird stuff that I was like, okay,
Not, not true. It's just from my mom and dad.
right? But your skin tone, I mean, it's when you tell me that, because I remember seeing you, I'm trying to remember which show I saw you at, and it wasn't just the men that rushed you, the women rushed you, everyone rushed you. The thing about you that has blown me away, and I still want to go back to this thing about being entrepreneurial. Cardi, you're the same somebody you know from your 15. You're not changed. I
Yeah.
have never seen you have a hype moment. Never. Not from the know you.
I don't believe in that. As I tell you, my mother was a humble, kind-hearted, God rest her soul, watching over us from heaven, human being that I wish I had more time with. Um, but she kept it real. My sister, especially Pinky and Lorraine, kept it real. And so I looked up to these young women when I was young, and they were just awesome human beings that took nothing for granted and everything was for granted. Meaning they had a lot, but it wasn't nothing. My father I wasn't brought up poverty, and he always made me know that life can go here to there in seconds. So never ever think you're going up a ladder that don't have steps to go back up.
Yes, yes. Very good advice.
So I've always, I think I was just born this character where I care for people. And I tell you a lot. You will come and don't know I don't have because I'm giving you. And so my environment, my sister Lorraine is called Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
So, that's my upbringing of strong people who I had around me. My other sisters also Fiona and Jennifer, humble,
Wait a minute. Wait, not hearing you again. Come closer again. I don't know why that happens.
not closest. So see that rings or something goes off.
Okay.
Can you hear
Yes.
me now?
Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing you. You are saying.
So my sisters, Paulette, Pinky, Janet and Corona, they're real. And so I have all these beautiful sisters. So beauty is no big crap right here. So it was never to think, oh, you're pretty and you're sexy and you're bubbling. No. It was that I am beautiful, I am sexy, but it's for you to admire and accept. I've gotten all the plastic surgeries stories. Since I've never
Yeah, I've
done,
heard that too.
my breast is real. Okay, I have never done a plastic surgery in my entire life. Neither, I don't even do facial. I don't like nobody massaging me. So I know I still need to start taking care. I think it's from how you eat. So I've never.
Yeah.
I remember one day they said, "Oh, I know her when she was black
What? Yo.
and flat chested."
Bro.
At 13, my breast not this size, but I had two double D breasts from I'm 13.
Listen, Carly, remember I said me know you when you're 15, you know.
Two, and at that time, who knows about plastic surgery?
Exactly. And who not only that, but if you have a plastic surgeon in Jamaica, we can never even have one. I think though, Auntie Beoni Forbes once said to me, if they're not speaking about you, then you're dead. They have to be
As like people say, no publicity is bad. Yes, they are bad publicity because we're human beings too. And we sometimes might front something on the front, this, but when we get in our quiet place or silent place, things affect us.
Yeah,
So
you're like, why would somebody say that? Why would somebody say that about me? Yeah.
yeah, and you don't know, like what have I ever done? I've gotten so much negative comments for no reason, no reason. They'll just say on my page, it's all my fans. But when you take it to another page, you're like, whoa. I've heard rumors that I was with Yellow Man. I'm like,
You were what?
yeah, Yellow Man,
Yeah, well,
Super Cat, Tiger, anybody that I performed.
Tiger, no, but Tiger was like your brother-in-law. Cause me remember saying me live right up the road, you know.
They don't know this, So they're looking at because I was in Tiger's video. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
No, Tiger was with Pinky, wasn't he?
Yes.
Pinky, remember when he was with Pinky? Yeah.
That's who let me know. But there's so many rumors. It's like, and if I speak to you, yeah, I was not allowed to speak to anybody. Any man friend I had, and I preferred men as my friends. So every man friend, certain politician I'm linked to, certain businessman I'm linked to, I'm like, whoa. I wasn't
Oh, yeah,
allowed,
we heard it. We heard it all. All right.
I wasn't allowed to have any friends.
What does the future hold? Because you're still a very, very young person. Very young person. I see you getting into the entrepreneurship. Is that where Carlene's future is?
I don't know what my future lies. Where and when my future goes. Tomorrow is not promised to me or nobody else. Today, I plan for today. I would put things in prospect to say, yes, I'd love this to be done. And this is what. So I'll give you what's to come. I'm doing dancehall queen competition. I'm doing a dancehall queen. It's in the making from 2017.
Wow, wow. Exclusive people.
I'm
Exclusive.
picking up my boss, Mr. Michael
Yes.
Dawson, host of dancehall. You know,
Hello,
we've been
Kentucky.
working on this. Remember, I was doing podcasts, internet.
Yes.
But
Hmm.
I started my sex and dancehall in 2017. When people are like, "Oh, it's not going to work," yes, it was going to work, and it did work. And see, now
Yes.
it's the way of the world. And,
Yes. Yes.
and so I've always seen things to try and make it different. I've always wanted to do my dancehall queen competition. When I gave Big Ed the go ahead, because he did invite me and ask me, I wasn't ready for me. I was on tour. I was living out of a suitcase. So I had no time for that. I was making millions. So that was, as I knew from a young age, that everything has a time and a place for it. So I was capitalizing on that space and time for me. As I said, I always knew if I ever became a mother, I would have done things differently. So I did. Now, as I said, my daughter is now 22 years old,
Yeah.
third year in university. She's going in her third year. She has her own business, um, where she just started a swimwear online.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Big up, Crystal. Big up. Big up.
And so we started this whole concept when I did, join the brand ambassador for House of Dancehall, led by Whirlwind Entertainment. And so we had all these concepts. And I said, okay, we're going to structure them. Remember, I came with the first road march, dancehall road march,
I
which would have
remember
happened
that.
last year, but because of the pandemic, it's put off to come. It's not canceled, it's just postponed. And so I want to go into sooner than you think, and it will be sponsored by Slow Wine, where I'm going to do it different. I don't want to say it because people will run with your ideas,
Yeah.
um, and it's needed now because every day the girls come at me. So I want to have my own girls. I want to have my own team of women to do X. Work will be provided for them. So you don't just
Nice.
win this title and go about your business. It's going to be done the correct way, finally. And it's open to everybody across the world.
I'm
But
excited for you. I'm
it's
very.
gonna
I can't wait. And me there. I can assist in any way. Me there. Me there. Me there. Me there. Me there. I'm really
be
happy for.
definitely. So I will be taking all the different entries, audition. It's nothing like they will be thinking about. You don't have to dance on your head top if you can't. That won't stop you from holding. Because that's one of the things where it's gone to so where the girls complain that really want to do it, but they say, I can't dance like that. You don't have to. Because that's who can do that. And that's one of the things that the people are missing. When you used to dance, you go home, go practice. I can practice these girls dancing. Yes, it's totally different. So you have to have a balance. You want to admire and go home and try. If you're not acrobatically inclined, you cannot
Right.
do those things. And if you can't and try, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, listen. Sorry. There's so many things going to my head because like I said, we have to do this again. We have to do a part two. Way,
yes, 'cause we're on
way
August.
longer than I expected. Um, you know, several dancers in recent years, unfortunately, have been seriously hurt or have lost their lives.
Died.
Um, what do you think about this? The crazy stuff, people jumping off rooftops and stuff.
I disapprove because I know they can hurt themselves. And a lot of them don't even know that some of what they're doing will stop them from being fertile when they're ready to have a child. That pelvis is shifted.
Right.
Their uterus has gone through some up because of the strain that they're put on it. So they're not even understanding that this can be very damaging to their bodies. Because people who do gymnastics is done on a certain canvas platform. It's not on hard concrete or on asphalt. So, I'm really scared. Yes, it's sometimes entertaining to see, but it's very dangerous. And I wish they didn't practice it so openly because there's people who have died across the world.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
hurt
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
they weren't taught this correctly, so they're just doing it how they have seen others do it and just do it. So, it's something that I'm really afraid of for them, um, and wish it was done differently. So
All
I
right.
would As I'm saying, my dancehall queen competition, you don't have to do those. You can if you want to, but that won't make you. The criteria is not.
All right, I'm gonna say this. So the amazing Carlene is going to be our guest host this coming Friday. That's May 28th on the Royals in Concert, which is our monthly series on Peter Lloyd World. Peter Lloyd World, people, is all about entertainment, live concerts. The Royals in Concert series is amazing. She was with us 2 months ago, and we were so happy to have her. And I called her and I said, "Carlene, and she said, yeah, man, maybe, yeah, we can do it. And I'm just so grateful. So she'll be our guest judge alongside our artist, Rascuca out of Spain, who's Spain's top DJ. And we have a young man from Atlanta via Jamaica by the name of Sir Alexander. It's going to be amazing. It starts right here, Friday, April 28th at 8 p.m. Jamaica time or 9 p.m. Eastern. The amazing Carlene The Dancehall Queen as our host, and I'm going to be alongside her.
Noel. Is the chef Noel going to be there too?
Not this time, unfortunately. So me and you, me gonna torture you with love. So stop, it's going to be amazing. Look, Carlene, unfortunately we have to wrap up because this should have been half our interview, and we've been talking for nearly 2 hours. But people have sat with us the entire time. I want to big up all the people who are here listening. Crystal, Uncle Peter.
Yes, Crystal, my life, my world.
Love you.
I really live in.
Myrna Taylor, Nadira X, Mark, Kentucky, big up yourself. All the people who have passed through. I want to big up Bella. Remarkable interview early on tonight. She's Bellissima _ BBW on Instagram. She's into adult entertainment. She's a sweet human being. Go check her out. We also had Tabitha Smith. Check her out. Tess Smith, author of an amazing book called Code Inside Us. And we are still speaking to my friend, my beautiful friend, who has been beautiful since age 15. People, let me tell you something. I'm not like him. From Carlene at 15, she looked the same way. One somebody can't so pretty, the woman just pretty. And she has a beautiful soul and a beautiful spirit. Carlene, when the book will come out? When the book will come out?
Soon. As I've said, I don't want to do 2, Peter. I want to do 1. So when I close the chapter to a certain level, not dead, but close the chapter, there's something that's still incomplete. So when I close that chapter, there comes the book. And I've been talking to myself about my documentary movie. So
is asking if you have a link. Are you on YouTube?
Yes, but again, my YouTube page is, I started it where I'm going to be showing you our voices. Okay. So it's no, but it soon be there back. I am going to do some more activities on it. So yes, I do have a YouTube link, but not what is it? Our voices, Dancehall Queen Carlene. But I'm going to change all of it. So I'll send it out. So for now, it's my Instagram page, Dancehall Queen Carlene. And
so Kentucky, you can just join her on Dancehall Queen Carlene. Make sure you join her, boss. You will not regret it. Remarkable person. Everyone, wow, you know, this is why it is always a joy to interview your friends. It is always a joy. Always. Listen, Carlene, one of my friends asked me, him say, Radcliffe say, you never kiss Carlene one time. I'm saying, no, Radcliffe. No, never kiss her one. Man, Peter, you don't kiss Carlene. I said, no, man, we just evolved into a different kind of relationship, my brother. But what I'm saying is to say, at this stage, I think you might be in your late 30s or your early 40s at this point, right? Am I correct?
Late 40s. I'm heading to 52.
Oh yeah, because you are a little older than Moses. A little older than Moses. Right, yeah. Still, You're still beautiful and you're still a sex symbol because these people are still, listen, the man from me that talk to them not stop WhatsApp me, I just ignore them. I say, yo, I'm to them people, man. So the book is coming out. So we're going to be getting the book.
It's not coming out yet, but there's going to be a book. There's going to be a documentary movie, and there's going to be a book.
If we want to purchase and support your sweet potato pudding and your wine collection, where do we purchase?
So you can go to AISLE 876 on Instagram and on whatever, or they can just go to my Instagram page and I will take all orders and do what has to be done.
What's the cost of the pudding?
Well, it depends. So when it's being shipped overseas, it's $37 because it's a 3 pound pudding, but then the shipping cost.
Right. Okay. So it's $37 plus shipping, or $37 including?
No, because sometimes depending where it's going, and that's the hard part, the shipping. So I tend to try and send, like people in New York and England, there's a base to go on that shipping cost up to whoever books for it.
Hold on, I'm getting your feedback.
500 in Jamaica.
I'm getting your feedback. I'm not. Hold on a second now. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know what was happening. Hold on there. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, once they go to my page though, Dancehall Queen Carlene on Instagram, I will assist them in however way. So as I say, I have a link in England where everybody orders, so they don't have to. The shipping is really hard, Peter. That's the hardest part of it. The shipping costs more than pudding.
I can understand that. It's just like when we're sending out merch. It's the same thing.
Who can go there, get it picked up, and same thing in England. My sisters, Pinky and Suzette. So I put together orders and send.
Are the wines in any stores as yet?
Yes, they're in couple wholesale shops and stuff. You can just go after slow wine. I can't really tell you offhand. I know it said that Ricky B liquor store.
Ricky B, okay, good. Yeah.
Ian Container.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But you can order directly. Go to the slow wine page and order your slow wine. There's a slow wine page on Instagram, slow wine. And just go to the order your drink.
Well, Carlene, it's been a pleasure. It's now 10:59. This is the longest interview I've ever done. And the truth is we have only scratched the surface. It's been a pleasure talking to one of the sexiest women in the history of dancehall music. We call this stream the Sexy Women Stream. Thank you for just being you, for talking to us honestly, and and we're gonna be cutting this up and sending it out to the world. And thank you again for hosting our concert.
And I can't to Ryan. Don't know if he's still on. Yeah, he's still on. So Ryan, love you.
Big up. And I just want you to know we love you. This nation loves you. And
I should give a big up to Olivia Bobsy Green, the Minister of Culture, Gender and all sports and all the other things. She has inducted me in the Jamaica time capsule. So far,
nice.
Yes, I'm the first female to be inducted in it, and that when it comes, it's going to be 2062. So the time capsule is 100 years for countries. Whoever impacted it. So I'm in there with the likes of all the prime ministers, the great Bob Marley, the Congo John, whatever, the things that, So I want to say, I've not gotten any OG or MG or PP or CC.
It will come.
And she has awarded me for my contribution at the reggae day. So I just want to be the culture minister.
Big up Auntie Babsy, big up Auntie Babsy.
Really, she's been pushing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we love you. Just want you to know we love you very much. Thank you so very much for making it Jamaica Celebrity Talk. This has been such an amazing journey. You are such an amazing person, and you inspire. You know. Thank you just for just being here. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Gone to bed. Love you. Can't done. Love you. Thank you. Crystal, big up. Uncle Peter said big up. You're big up yourself. Big up yourself. Everybody in the
Thank you.
stream, thank you all
You
very much.
continue to be the king you are. Love you, my friend.
Thank you, great queen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, so people, we thank you so very much for staying with us. I mean, the stream went a lot longer than we anticipated, but it was an amazing stream. We didn't even get to do our we well, you know, we're going to do this. Like we were going to do a part of the stream was going to be dedicated to trending dancehall reggae songs, but I'm going to do that in the coming week. Tomorrow night, I am going to be doing Smooth Sailing Sundays. That's where I do 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s songs where I sing them for you a cappella at your request. If you feel like for a small contribution, so you can stop by. We will be doing that tomorrow. Coming up on Friday, the 28th, we're going to be having Royals in Concert featuring Rascuco out of Spain, one of the top dancehall DJs out of Spain, and from Atlanta, Georgia, the one and only Sir Alexander, and myself and the amazing Carlene The Dancehall Queen. We will be your hosts. That starts right here in Peter Lloyd Ward at exactly 8 p.m. Jamaica time or 9 p.m. Eastern. We are never late. Make it a date. Don't be late. We shall be there. Thank you all. Again, thank you very, very much to the amazing Bella, Instagram model, OnlyFans Queen. You got to go check her out on Instagram. She's Bellissima _ BBW. Over 110,000 followers on Instagram. She's a remarkable person. Spoke to us honestly about her life and about being in the adult entertainment industry from she was 17 years of age until now. Great human being, wonderful person. Then we spoke with the amazing Tabitha Smith about her book, Cold Inside Us. Go follow her at Tess Smith, that is TES Smith on Instagram, and or you can find her on Messenger. And go get her book. Book is remarkable. Then we spoke with the icon, the living legend, the sex symbol, the woman who changed dancehall and the dancehall culture forever. My friend, the amazing Carlene The Dancehall Queen. Follow her, just look for Carlene The Dancehall Queen or Dancehall Queen Carlene. She has Ice Queen and Gold wines out. You gotta go support her. We need to support our own. We support entrepreneurs, and she has an amazing pudding that I'm finally going to get because people may never realize the pudding. The pudding, it's a sweet potato pudding, and it is vegan. And I don't know, saying me not touch meat, and then sing there for about 20 years now. Not even egg, milk, cheese, or butter. So I remember them thing there. So I cannot wait. I will be posting myself, stuffing my mouth with the pudding. Thank you all, everybody who came by, who stayed with us for this. It is very, very long stream. You know I love you all. Remember what I tell you. You are all amazing. You are remarkable people. You are royals. You are royalty. You are kings and queens. And in this time of stress, reach out to someone. Reach out and touch someone. We can't touch physically, but make a call, send a text, send a WhatsApp. I love all of you. Thank you for being here. See you tomorrow for Smooth Sailing Sundays right here in the stream. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Thank you very much. Love the Walla Ono. Big up. Thank you for making it Jamaica Celebrity Time. Oh, we have a special vlog coming out on the Queen of Dancehall coming out this week. Check it out.